Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Storm King's Thunder right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your self-proclaimed humble and merciful Dungeon Master. We're excited to have you here tonight to tune in live with us and hang out for episode 68 of this incredible D&D 5th edition campaign. So we're glad that you're hanging out with us. If things seem a little odd, and you got the Storm King's Thunder book and you're reading through it, we're a little bit out of that right now, but I think we may get back to it eventually, maybe by episode 150 something. We're working on it, everybody. Just be patient with us. A couple things I wanted to throw out real quick. A couple of quick shout outs to all of our sponsors and affiliates, Twitch Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. We appreciate it. And if you guys get a chance, go check those out. You can check out the links down below the video in our Twitch dashboard there. You can check out the links and check those people out, so make sure you do that. Also wanted to throw out a quick announcement. On April 2nd, we will be launching a new show right here at Proficiency Bonus. It will be called Tabletop Legends, and it will be hosted, and the Dungeon Master, his name is Matt. He used to play Tuala on Monday night's Tomb of Annihilation stream, and it's going to be really cool. For their first launch, they're going to be giving away a lot of cool prizes, the biggest one being the special edition books, Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, and DMG, along with a Dungeon Master screen. So make sure you guys tune in. You have to be present that night to win, so make sure you tune in. It's going to be really cool. I'm kind of jealous that I don't get to tune in and win, but that would be unfair, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna make a dummy Twitch account. No, I won't.
You're not supposed to say that.
I'm not supposed to say that. I can't think. Oh man, I can't do that. Sorry, everybody. Well, say hello to our wonderful cast tonight. Here they all are. They're ready for yet another round. And I put the nat 20 above Diana. Did we give Diana the nat 20 last week? No?
Sure.
No, it went to Molfin.
It went to Molfin? Did it?
Did it?
I thought it was a toss-up between the two, and I couldn't remember. So, Molfin,
Yeah, but then we chose Molfin.
Despite what you see on the screen, you have the nat 20 for this week. And just a quick...
That won't cause things to blow up in here.
No. Absolutely.
Right.
So, just a quick recap from last week. You guys spent some time in Waterdeep. There was a few tense moments last week with Diana talking to not only Dorn and Kallista and Molfin. Molfin also tried to lure Dorn, Diana's mentor, into a state where he began to cast a spell on Dorn. Dorn was able to resist it. And quickly Molfin modified his memory and got out of there. That's the party chose. It was time to go to Skullport and explore what this Port of Shadow, this city underneath Waterdeep, is actually all about. When the party arrived, they met an interesting woman who appeared to be trying to sell zombies to the party for just a few hairs and some blood. Seems like none of the party members bit. And they moved on. Yet. Moved on, went up some stairs to the middle level of Skullport, and where we ended last week, Kallista was staring up across this mighty cavern area. This multi-tiered, dilapidated city of some sorts, mixed with stone structures and rotted wood structures and sagging rooftops, and above there was a carving in the stalactites of a giant spider clinging to the ceiling of this place. That's where we left off. So the story...
Which number are we at?
You guys, you see in the lower left corner where it says 2 Lower Skullport?
Okay.
You guys came up these stairs, and are now walking across these wooden gangways that kind of lead, kind of like docks.
Okay.
In this middle level of the city. I would say you're standing right in between number 26 and number 16 when you were able to see that spider hanging, kind of clinging to the top of the cavern.
Gross. Hate spiders.
And the spider,
Go in a building?
the spider, if you see where number 31 is, where you guys are seeing on the map of Skullport,
Yes.
the spider is over in that direction, clinging.
Okay.
You can, but it's massive. You can see it.
Let's
Pretty
avoid
easily.
that.
It's about this time you guys start to notice that it's a little bit more crowded in this area. There's more people moving about. You see a group of goblins kind of skitter across the gangway up about 50 feet ahead of you. You can see them.
You know Gum Gum?
One of them kind of looks at you and
Princess
just-
Gum Gum.
Queen Gum Gum.
Are you
Queen Gum Gum.
are you speaking in Goblin?
Khaleesi.
No.
It says something in Goblin back at you, like, and then just like skitters off with his buddies.
Hey.
So, hold on, let me check how long Comprehend Languages goes, because I actually had that cast to myself from last time.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's an hour.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so how long have we been here?
Oh, yeah.
Not
got
a-
cursed.
not an hour.
Cursed out, yeah.
Not
Yeah,
a,
then, so what'd they say?
piss off.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Well,
Wolfen just won't say anything, he'll just laugh to himself.
Well, these sounded nice.
Yeah, they did some hand motions. They didn't really mean anything to Ashlyn, but they were the equivalent of the middle finger.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you're starting to see all kinds of interesting things. You see what look to be bugbears. These massive goblin guys that are covered in fur. A lot taller, a lot more muscular than a normal goblin. Walking around. You also notice that there's pirates that tend to walk around. You can see lots of pirates.
Nice.
Oh no!
These are people that you don't feel like they're either down here looking for trouble or they're not really welcome in Waterdeep themselves.
We're all here
Right in.
because
Yeah.
of Wolfen.
Yes, Diana. This place is full of bad boys and bad girls. So
Oh, start all over again.
Oh, no.
Vulcan 2.0.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, what would you guys like to do?
If anybody introduces themselves as Nick Locks, we're throwing them off the way.
Nick Locks.
Molfin's just looking for a store.
Okay. As you guys are standing between these two structures, the number 16 actually is a 2-story structure, saggy rooftop on the. It doesn't look like none of these buildings look very nice. Not well kept. It's just a really decrepit area. This 16 seems to be some sort of distillery. You can smell hops and you can smell the sense of ale and even wines coming from Area 16. The building 26 actually is actually a 2-story building that has a sign on it that says the Keel Hall. But it looks like it looks dark inside. It doesn't look like it's a building that's currently open.
Molfin's gonna go into the brewery then. See if he can buy some brew and get some information.
Okay.
I'm going too.
All right. So you guys just kind of marching in the front door, so to speak.
Rather than go through a window, yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys head. The door's unlocked. You guys make your way in, and you can see there are several people working inside. It looks like a few kobolds are busy with some barrels Some of them are one's like rolling a massive barrel across the floor and piling it up in a corner. It looks like they're all there. There's these large barrels that have almost taps into the side of them. As you can see, that I'm not sure what the distilling process actually looks like because I don't brew my own. So imagine that you're in a brewery of sorts with lots of barrels around. You can see there are some metal rusted steps that lead up to a top area that's almost kind of like a metal grating that leads across the top story almost. And a dwarf, looks like a shield dwarf of some sort, seems to be barking orders to these kobolds as they're just frantically moving about getting their work done. And they almost ignore you at first.
So Molfin's going to walk right up to the dwarf.
He's standing about halfway up the steps as he's barking orders down. He looks over to you.
Okay, walk right to the bottom of the steps.
Okay.
Then.
Hey!
Are you the proprietor here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You looking for some fine brews, aren't you?
Something I can take to go. Strongest you have, and perhaps if you can point me in the direction of a seller of magical trinkets. There may be some extra coin in it for you.
Make a persuasion check.
Jeez.
Sure, the charisma is great with that thing on his
Yeah.
face.
This always goes well.
Persuasion.
Give it a nat 20.
I don't want to break this early.
No, I meant like, what if you roll a nat 20?
Oh.
He
So
would have a
19.
Yeah.
he looks
Negative 1.
He looks towards you. He rubs his beard a few times, a shorter beard, and he looks back at you and he's like, well, sorry, laddie, I don't have really anything to go. We sell everything in a 5-gallon barrel. We're kind of... Would you like a 5-gallon barrel, the finest sherry we've got?
Certainly.
Sherry's pretty
Cost you 20 gold pieces. But...
He knows for tourists.
But there's plenty in here for you and all your friends, mighty.
But how about a location of where I can buy some... So Molfin will take out the 20 gold.
Okay.
And how about that other bit of information I'm looking for? And pull out another 20 gold.
Okay.
Ooh.
That changes your 14 to a 17.
There's that advantage.
He looks at you and he's like, well, me personally, I don't know. But you go over, well, guess it might be back downstairs. The place called the Flagon and the Dragon. The proprietor there, her name is Kalal. She might have some information for you. She's a real talker of sorts, yeah?
Appreciate it. Gives him
Did
the
she sell zombies?
What?
Nothing. Zombies. we met a... Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the crazy one down there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, as the dungeon master looks for the name.
He says out loud.
Just call him like...
That's old Olive, you know, she's just...
Hold up.
Olive, she's absolutely lost her mind, I tell you.
Maybe.
I tried to sell her some brew to ease her mind a little bit, but...
Ashlyn, be a dear, come over here and collect this barrel for me. It's a little heavier than I can handle.
Okay, Uncle Molfin, where should I put it? Should I put it in a bag of holding? Is that old
Certainly,
barrel?
that will work wonderful.
Okay. Put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
Bag of holding, we had 5. You said 5
Wow.
gallons?
5
gallons.
5 gallons,
Of sherry.
and it's called, it has a It has a burnt logo in the side of the barrel with this A symbol. It's actually called Amberjack.
Is it actually good?
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
All right. So do you have like a glass or a cup or anything on your character? Or are you just gonna put some into your hand and just like slurp it up or something?
Well, I'll ask him for a glass, and I'll give him like.
We have
you
a
know, how
silver
much-
goblet in the.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
goblet.
okay.
For sure.
Okay, I will take the silver goblet and fill it with sherry.
All right. Ashlyn fills her goblet. Anybody else filling a goblet?
I'm a mess
Sure.
kid.
Not
I
yet.
bought it, I'll
No,
take some.
I'm staying
Alright.
sober for this. Nope.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it tastes like a nice white wine.
Ooh.
It's not quite. It's not too dry, but it does have a little bite to it.
Mm,
It's pretty nice tasting.
this
I have
is
an old-
good stuff.
Battered copper flagon with a grinning halfling that I'm going to use to grab a little bit as well.
It's as Lachlan is drinking and he pulls this flagon back down. All you see is this halfling's face and the smile from ear to ear on this thing. Just,
I haven't watched this since whatever treasure we found it in.
I think
I don't think we've watched the goblets either.
I think you took that from
I think
the
the
Goblin
old
Cave at the very beginning.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Oh boy.
That's crazy.
Whew, smells good.
The sherry will sterilize it, whatever's going down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. You're not sure what the lower tiers of booze might taste like here in Skullport, but this is actually pretty decent.
Try. Yeah, this is good.
And he kind
It's
of.
got us a Patron.
Oh, shit. No.
You don't feel like one of these glasses is going to do you any harm, as in making you tipsy or anything. But if you feel like if you had 2 or 3, it might affect you.
Okay.
Mhm.
I will just stick with my one
Okay.
Yeah. Huh.
and enjoy that.
Molfin's on a mission, so.
Yeah, I want to look for. I'll follow him for now, but I also want to keep a lookout for anywhere I can sell the dragon parts.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We have those.
Okay. 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 Cool. So are you guys
That place was the flagon and dragon.
the flagon and the dragon? Yes.
Maybe they sell by dragon parts 'cause it's
2 in
their
1.
title.
Well, that's why I'm following Molfin down there just to see what's actually there, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Molfin's gonna come out and go right back down the stairs to try to go
Back
find
down
this
the
place.
stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
And there goes my cat. There she goes.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head back downstairs to the lower level. So I'm gonna take you guys down. That cat is. Oh, you can probably see the shadows on my green screen from
Yep, I see her.
the cat, like just lurking.
Yeah.
There you go, lurking. There goes the tail.
It's like a shark in the water. You just see it.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Gonna wreck your stream. Dun dun dun. All right, so you guys head on.
The whole way down, Molfin is apologizing. Sorry, we have to go back down here, but
I'm gonna
to find the place we're looking for.
opening up this lower level a little bit, so you guys can start to see. He
Oh,
didn't.
Hey, it's on the same screen.
It's down below, so it's the lower place of this is pretty massive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm opening these up so you guys can see the whole bottom floor. You guys are currently, if it'll let me shift ping you here. You guys are currently down here in this corner, back down on the lower street. Basically just the cavern has been. You're off of the docks and the dock type passages that lead through the city up north, up above, and you guys are down below on the cavern floor now.
Let's skip the crazy lady this time.
Yes.
Go into a actual establishment that does not sell zombies. Maybe.
Oh, if they sell them, as long as they're legitimate retail.
No.
So, do we have any idea where he was telling us to go, or just downstairs?
Downstairs. And actually, you know what? Now that I see the map a little bit, 16 is on the lower level too. So it looks like you entered the top floor, talked to him, and you could actually go down the steps in the distillery and still be in the bottom floor of 16.
Okay.
I was misled on that, so I was looking in the book, not at the map. Whenever whenever I read that. So it looks like the distillery goes from the lower level and the second story is on the middle level.
Okay.
But he didn't tell us where downstairs it was.
He would know it would be towards the east. Towards the middle. So
Okay.
probably area 19 on your map.
God.
Molfin's heading in that
Hey,
direction, then.
thank you so much, Chris Hansen, for the subscription. We appreciate it.
All right.
Welcome
Chris
back.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
All right, so you guys are making your way that way?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are.
I'm watching out for anybody sketchy.
You guys are passing all kinds of sketchy
this whole
people.
building.
I mean, it's hard to keep your, like, Lachlan, you're looking for sketchy people, but every person you see is sketchy. So as you're walking, you see this black cloaked, looks like a human with very pale skin and jet black dark hair, kind of like think about the movie The Ring. Like that woman that comes out of the TV. The black hair goes over her face and it looks drenched and soaking wet as it's like straight down. It's soaked her black cloak. She's slowly moving. You can't see her hands because they're tucked inside her sleeves as she's walking forward. And she's just kind of walking slowly about 10 feet away from you guys past. There's other people walking around. So it's kind of like, you're walking through the mall and all these strange, there's people walking around. This girl just walks by. And then all of a sudden, when she just walks by you about 2 feet, she just starts to scream as loud as she can, almost in terror and in pain, as she yelps and screams, and she falls over onto the ground and starts convulsing. Her legs are twitching. Arms are twitching. Hair
Can I
hair
run to go
moving.
help her?
You can attempt, yes.
I didn't see anything.
Strong.
I guess I'll make a medicine check.
Okay.
To, like,
Sure.
I don't know.
Molfin is
Feel like
readying
she's
a
having
spell.
seizure.
I'm
Okay.
watching her very closely. I want to see if this is an act.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over with
Um,
Diana.
Make
Yeah, I want to see if
So
she's like a
weird.
co-conspirator.
Callista,
who pickpockets me
since you're trying to think if this is an act, make an insight check with medicine check.
Gladly.
Ooh,
Nice
26.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Callista, you think this is honest?
Okay.
Diana, something is attacking her insides.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how to fix that. I
Like you're starting to touch her, like just cautiously, and underneath the flesh feels really warm, and it feels extra squishy.
Nope.
And she's convulsing, and now
burner.
she's unable to scream now. She just continues to convulse,
so
and her eyes are drifting
when-
back into the back of her head.
so hang on. So there's something in this woman that makes her like if I touch her like her arm, she just feels
No, she's
warm
looking
It's
and squishy.
it's almost like imagine someone's muscles and insides starting to melt.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds really quick.
Okay.
I don't know, see if that'll help her.
You touch her, you begin to pray, and it's almost like you get a response back from Milmater saying, "This is far beyond what we can fix."
Ooh.
And then she starts to still a little bit. Her convulsions start to go away, and then she just lies there. And all of a
Is she
sudden,
dead?
from your knowledge and your medicine check, she is definitely dead.
Oh, God.
And then all of a sudden, you look up from the body, and there's this old halfling with a grayish hat that looks kind of like a wizard's hat. Like kneeling down beside her, looking at you, strangely. Puffy beard that kind of wraps around his face. And he goes, "Oh!" And then skitters off.
What?
I run after him.
Okay.
I got 55 feet of movement.
So in other words, you
now.
run past him and then back.
Yes,
running circles around him.
yeah, you could run circles around this guy. What would you like to do, Ashlyn, as he's running?
I'd like to grapple him.
Okay, make a strength athletics check contested by his dexterity.
Okay.
I don't even know why we're rolling for this. Yes, you have him. You pick him up, and his feet are just still moving.
Yeah.
And if
Okay.
a few coins start to fall out onto the ground, ching, 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 ching. Oh, I was only taking a little.
Oh, you were pickpocketing her.
I've just taken a few.
Do you know what happened to her?
No idea.
What should I do with them?
Stuff like this happens all the time.
All the time?
Yeah. This is
This is concerning.
welcome to the port of Shadow. he's dangling. He's still trying to get away from you, but he's kind of running like a foot and a half above the ground as you're holding him up. Coins are still falling out of his cloak. Ting, ting, ting,
Plus,
ting,
what
ting.
should I do with them?
Where are you going?
Well, I was going to meet Olive about getting a new zombie.
Okay, you can go.
He just
Yeah.
lets go.
It's like just drop it.
He quickly gathers up some of the coins that he dropped and he skids off.
Yeah.
Little puff of dust from the back of his heels as he's moving quickly down.
Oh my gosh. Can I do a medicine check really quick to do kind of like a little mini autopsy and see maybe if I can find out like some clues as to why she died? What killed her?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
You already rolled really good on medicine, so you knew it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Not 100% sure, Diana. It's you don't know if it was something that she drank, maybe some type of poison that did this to her. Whew. But you do notice that while you're doing this, Molfin is next to the body too.
No.
And it looks like
Okay,
No.
and it looks like he's near the blood of the nose that's coming out of the woman's nose right now.
Oh no.
Molfin, I will karate chop you if you try to bring this girl back.
Wait, what about karate chopping? I run back. I can karate chop.
I'm just trying to see if I can find what's wrong with her.
I don't believe you.
That time, a bugbear walking by leans down next to you guys. Hey, anything left?
Oh my god.
Hey.
Does not appear to
No.
be some
I
kind of
love
agreement
this
to call.
place.
Okay, no worry. Okay, fine. I got the next one. And he just stands up and he starts to walk away. And almost like people are just walking by like nothing even happened.
This
Can I
is
search her
hell.
and see if there's anything on her of interest?
Go ahead. You can make it. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I don't like this place.
Oh, screw you, Molfin.
She says in character.
As he's pulling valuables from her.
There's some kind of blackened twig that you find. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit longer than the size of a wand.
Something to look at later.
I'm going to, because this just seems graphic, I'm going to druidcraft the vines and flowers to kind of make it less jarring and just keep walking. Because clearly no one's doing anything for her, but I'm not comfortable just leaving her here, so I'm going to wrap her body with druidcraft and then keep walking.
As you turn around to keep walking, a goblin is sitting there and looking down at the corpse. You can tell it's a female goblin. She smiles at you and in common says, "That's nice." And then just slinks on by a little bit.
I keep walking. No eye contact, just no.
We're in like Times Square right now.
This is just noping out.
You've kind of getting the impression that this place is creepy.
You know,
Fire here someday.
now I know how my Strahd players feel. 'Cause I'm just like so creeped out right now. by this point. Okay.
I'll do a little prayer to Ilmater for her peace in the afterlife, and I will follow Kallista to wherever she's going.
Yeah, and as you're praying for peace in the afterlife, you're not even sure if she has an afterlife. You're not even 100% sure if what this person was or what their story was. It was just a creepy experience for everyone. Well, except for the people that were walking by and are used to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
There.
So you guys make your way to area 19 on the map, which is a wooden. It's structure made of both wood and stone. Like the lower levels are made of stone. It seems like parts that have crumbled in the past have been repaired with wood patches, and it looks as if it's a tavern. And it has a sign, the flagon and the dragon, and it has a carving of a dragon holding this massive flagon in its hand. That's has the fizz kind of just running out of the side of the flagon. It sounds like there's people inside. It sounds like a pretty bustling place right now.
Okay.
I'll go in.
Molfin's right behind.
All right.
Yep, I'm in.
You guys head in, and as you go in, you see a combination of strange creatures. You see a group of pirates at a table just getting absolutely wasted. You can see bugbears sitting at the bar, drinking next to little goblins. There's a strange looking woman at the bar as well. She's got some type of, it almost looked at first like a masquerade ball mask on, but there's no dress or gown. It's studded leather armor and all this interesting stuff. There's a feather that sticks off the side of the mask that poofs up into the air. You can see
Date for Gramps.
Yeah.
You can see there are just a ton of people, a few gnomes in the corner, a few rock gnomes, but they look like they haven't slept in weeks. They have huge bags under their eyes and messy gray spiky hair that's just sticking up. You see a couple of the darker skinned dwarves that are sitting around. Yeah, they got the white beards and white, almost silvery hair on them as they're sitting around drinking and enjoying. Every once in a while, someone casts a glance up at you guys, but it seems like they get all sorts of interesting people here in Skullport, and they just seem to be drinking and having a good time. Behind the bar, you do see that there is a woman who is actually very, very close in resemblance to your very own Kallista. She looks like a half-drow, female,
Shit.
Oh.
with white hair that seems to taper down and turn purple at the ends.
Molfin's gonna give Kallista a side eye for a second.
Christy's in love.
Would I be correct in assuming that you are Kalau?
What was that?
Why, yes, you mysterious one.
That's one way to name.
So,
name him.
and she looks at you, and she looks back behind the bars, like, so what's your poison?
What's the strongest you have, and a little information?
Would you like a little whiskey?
Certainly.
So she gets this bottle out, and the bottle itself has these labels on it that look like a spider with its legs wrapped around the bottle.
Ooh.
And she pops the cork. Gets you a nice on the rocks. It's a few ice cubes. The ice cubes look a little yellowish, but and she
Can we all get our hep shot?
That's right. And she slides the glass over towards you, Molfin. So, how you plan on drinking that with that thing covering your face?
Kallista actually smirks.
It's all right. We get the likes of you in here all the time. Some of them have very interesting stories to tell.
Molfin's going to take out and put 2 platinum pieces on the counter.
Okay, wow.
I'm seeking a place to sell and purchase arcane items. I was told you might be able to steer me in the right direction.
She quickly reaches out and grabs the platinum and takes a glance to your side and the other side, seeing that none of the bugbears and other strange creatures saw this amount of money, and slides it over, and you can see it fall into her other hand behind the bar. Seems like she's slipping it into a pocket. I can tell you all you need to know. And who is this? And she looks over and sees Kallista.
Kallista.
Oh, Kallista. She slides over to the bar. She holds out a hand to kind of shake yours.
She takes it. She takes it.
And Kalal. I've seen drow pass through here sometimes. It's very rare to see one like us.
Yeah, you're the first I've seen.
Huh. I've only seen a few others. It's a blessing. It truly is. The others, they don't know what it's like to be kind of like us, do they?
Most people don't.
It's kind of like getting the best of both worlds.
Mm. I feel like that's where we differ there.
Huh. Well, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. I enjoy it. And,
You're both so pretty together. Take a selfie.
What is...
Hey, look, I
what
found
is-
one like me!
What is this selfie?
It's when you draw a portrait of yourself.
Oh, so she, looking at all of you and having that coin.
Take my sketchbook out.
So,
Yeah, pretty much.
she's kind of looking towards you, Molfin. She's like, what you're seeking sometimes can be very hard to find, even here in Port of Shadow. But there's a place called the Poisoned Well. Inside there is a friendly old woman. She goes by Taz. I think it's short for Tazilgrin. I have heard rumors and stories that she's very powerful in the arcane. And usually that's where adventurers go when they need to get out of Skullport fast. She has ways. Fortunately, it's not cheap.
And do you know, does she purchase items?
I've heard rumors in the past that she's have. I've never heard of her being too keen to letting items go.
Do you know where we can loot some dragon parts?
Dragon parts?
Yeah.
Do you have you heard of dragon imports?
Well, there is. Let me see. Where would be the best place to do that? There is a place called Nightshade's Keris. I believe it's on the top level of Skullport. It's an apothecary. And I believe that the owner of that establishment may purchase items of that nature. Where did you get a dragon carcass?
Where did you get this bar? That's awesome.
You just answered my question with the question. She curls her hair a little bit. She's just staring at you.
Yes, I can do that.
Well,
I
let's
can do
just.
that?
Just
Question
gonna look at her and just say,
Oh.
we killed it. How do you think one comes upon this sort of thing?
We just. Well, and to answer your question, I inherited it.
Very nice farm.
Unfortunately, the previous owners passed on.
Mm. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Where can one find this poisoned well?
The poisoned well. That's on the middle layer level of Skullport. Sort of in the center of town.
I'll just turn to look at the group. So it seems we go back upstairs and then further upstairs.
My legs.
The shot would have only cost you 8 silver pieces, but you gave her a ton of money. So, is anyone else having a drink while they're here?
No.
Nope. No. Tina's like,
We're all
nope.
business.
All business. Cool.
Toss back the shot, give her the glass back.
All right.
Is it decent?
You guys begin to make.
I actually
Oh.
stay back for a minute.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Kalau.
Okay. Sure.
You mentioned that it's rare to see drow in this parts.
Yeah, it is.
Are there any that live here? Is there any sort of influence here?
Some time ago, before the spell plague, there was a drow family that made residence. I'm sure you've seen it. The large spider that looms above. That's now the family. Their names were the Tannerthal family. Not extremely prominent drow family, but prominent enough to establish a hold here. Most of the drow now have moved into Undermountain.
Where's that?
Well, there's various ways that you can travel through Undermountain. Most adventurers take the traditional route, which is the Yawning Portal in Waterdeep. But there are caves and she kind of gives you this information. If you look at the back of the map of level 1, there is all these like caves that lead off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they go into what are considered areas of Undermountain.
Undermountain. Okay.
Ooh, that's not good.
So outside of that drow family, there's no other influence here of drow culture?
They pass through occasionally. Usually bring slaves to sell if they're in need of money.
Ooh.
Most of the time it's the smaller families that are really desperate to try to climb the social hierarchy ladder.
Interesting. All right. Thanks. And I'll slide her another platinum.
She quickly takes it before anybody else sees. And she slides you a glass of something to drink. She slides it to you and then just winks at you.
Ooh.
Kallista takes it.
All right. It smells similar to the wine that your friends were drinking earlier.
Okay. I'll take it and go.
As
Follow my party.
As you're walking away, you just hear her almost a whisper under her breath as she's staring at you as you leave. You can almost hear her say, "Be careful."
I kind of just do a slight nod. leave.
Um,
Catch up to my party.
cool. You catch up to the rest of the
so
crew.
which level are we going to now? There's so many levels. There's like 3
The
levels.
second
Middle level.
There's 3 levels, right? So we're going to the second
And
one.
the second one?
Well, it
Yeah.
depends. We can stop there first, and then.
Well,
make our
it's
way
on
to
the way up,
third.
right? Because
Yeah.
the third is where the pocket theory is, and the poison well's on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just go
Will we
follow
let-
them.
Your dragon money when you're buying stuff?
Yeah, that's true.
As they
I
said,
mean, that's
she does not like to sell things.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if she will part with them.
Oh, maybe for dragon parts. Okay. Maybe we should keep them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see.
One can never know.
So you guys are headed back up
Poisoned well.
to the poisoned well.
Yes.
Well, the poisoned quill. Quill.
Will.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably didn't enunciate correctly. You guys are headed.
Makes more sense.
You guys, you guys,
That's a great idea.
you guys are still
Quill or quill?
quill.
Quill.
Writing implement.
Quill.
Yeah. It probably used to be a place that did forgeries.
Nice.
You know.
Nice. Chloe would like that place.
You guys have walking by more shady people, bugbears. You see a half ogre has an ogre on a leash, is like leading him past you, and you can see the ogre is not happy, but it looks like the ogre is just kind of like whimpering as he goes by.
Oh my god.
You see just a lot of strange things as you're making your way through. And then all of a sudden, kind of at an intersection, you see 2 bugbears. They look like they're fighting over something. Like something's caught in both of their hands. And one's like pulling it back. He's like, Turek, give it back. And then you hear the other one's like, Naguk, it's mine. And they're like almost like getting into like this hateful rage towards as they pull each other off. And then...
Okay.
And then, behind them, you see this green glow start to hover, probably about 50 feet behind them. And all of a sudden, this green beam of energy comes from what looks like a skull on fire of green flame. And this green bolt of energy goes flying towards one of the bugbears. It hits him and illuminates him in this green bright light. All of a sudden, you see this blackened silhouetted shadow of the bugbear, and then as the light dissipates, like in a flash, just pieces, small pieces of the bugbear fall to the ground. The other one, holding the object and 2 bugbear hands attached to it without being attached to another body, just quickly brushes the hands off, grabs the item, and then runs as far as he can, and he's screaming,
What?
Oh, there's skull thing. Can we stay away from that skull thing? I'm really scared of the skull thing.
It just starts floating away, and you hear it going,
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Is it the only one of its kind that we've seen around?
You've seen green lights floating around?
Uh-huh.
And now you're putting two together that these green floating lights that you thought may have been torches or lanterns are actually flaming skulls that float around a Skullport.
Skullport. Oh.
Absolutely would. Yes, of course. Uncle Molfin, I hate this place. Let's leave as soon as possible. I hate this place.
We are trying. Come along,
Why did we
let us
come
get to
down
this-
here?
Let us get along to this.
Vanity and folly.
Let us go see the old woman Taz, and then.
Okay, so do you see where I'm shift pinging you guys to? This number 27?
Yes.
You see a sign. It has a quill carved into it. This is the poisoned quill.
Okay.
Very simply furnished on the outside. Still a dilapidated building, but looks cleaner than the others.
Huh. Well, that's a start.
I'm just gonna walk right in.
Okay, you try and the door is locked.
I knock politely.
All right. Diana knocks at the
I
door.
was getting out my lockpick and I'm like, oh, that's actually a good point.
Just being in this area has gotten Lachlan all excited.
Yeah.
You guys hear some footsteps headed towards the door. And then all of a sudden the door creaks open, probably about a foot or 2. And there is an elderly woman. Looks kind of like someone's grandma. curly old hair, looks human, standing there, wrinkles that just show the signs of her age. She looks at you and smiles, and another group looking to get out of here.
No.
Perhaps we are more looking to do business. If you are interested in perhaps purchasing some items or have items for sale, I was told you may have things of interest to me.
In exchange for very valuable items.
Or very valuable coin.
Yes.
Let's come in. Let's have some tea. We'll talk. And she walks away and opens the door the rest of the way. Creaks open.
Okay. Okay.
I go in.
I go in.
This
I'll
is
walk
going to be
in
a
too.
wonderful afternoon.
As you go in, this place looks and smells like you are visiting your grandmother.
Does it smell like chocolate chip cookies?
Ginger snaps.
A little bit, but you have that there's also
It's a
that
different grandmother.
there's also that mixture, that faint smell of old person that lingers. There are little lanterns about with flickering candles around the room. There is an old oval-shaped rug that seems to have a pattern on it that's been outdated for a long time. It looks...
80s.
It's kind of like the 80s, yes. She goes back to a small kitchen area and she takes a pot off of the what looks to be some kind of wood-burning stove or something in the back, and starts to bring out a tray. And on the tray, it seems like a nice, bright silver platter. And on that platter, there's several teacups.
Yes, it's like that. But in plastic.
We've all had one. We've all had one.
And she is just starting to pour a spot of tea for everyone, and it looks like it's fresh tea. It smells delicious.
Wonderful.
And she just basically starts passing it out to each of you. What's the little plate called that is underneath the
Saucer.
Everybody has their own saucer, and it has these old patterns on it of floral patterns that you would only find at your grandmother's, like, china drawers and stuff like that. It's definitely old school. And
this is so nice in here compared to outside. Thank you, Lady Taz.
You know my name already.
Oh, sorry. Was I not supposed to know your name?
Oh no, I just
You're very nice,
you
though.
must have been doing your research. There's a lot of people that know my name.
Well, you are very highly recommended to us.
Well, I helped a lot of people. I don't like to take credit for anything, but I do a good deed for a little price at times. She gets herself her own glass of tea and kind of sits down in an old chair. And you can see there's like knitting. She's like knitting a scarf or something that's on a little nightstand table next to her chair.
I crochet! We can talk! This is wonderful. I love it here. I love tea. I love crochet. I am perfectly at home here. I'm like, man, it's so good to be here with you.
Oh, wait,
Can I call you Granny?
You can call me Taz. She takes this thing and she hands it out to you. She's like, this one's being a pain. Would you mind working on it for a little bit for me?
Ooh, I'll take a look at it.
Okay. It looks like it's more of a complicated stitch. She's having a little bit more of a difficult time. She's getting the hang of it, but
Okay.
she's trying. You can see she's trying something new.
It's beautiful.
Molfin's going to start pulling out a couple of the items that he's potentially looking to get rid of towards some credit, if possible.
Okay. So there's an old wooden kind of coffee table that's sitting out in the middle of all these chairs that you guys are sitting in. There's like a small, it's about the size of a love seat couch there with a blanket draped over the back of it. There's a few other chairs. Lachlan kind of pulled up one of the chairs from the kitchen table, and it has this big puffy like seat on top of the wooden chair that you sit in. And when you sit in, a little bit of dust like comes out of the underneath.
Lachlan, please, we're in someone's home.
And what are you putting out there, Molfin, as you?
So to start out, bringing out the Molfin's old staff with the crystal.
Yeah.
This is rather simple, but... And then the skull staff we took from the fight when Zolkin got turned into the monster.
Which staff was that?
She picks that up immediately as soon as you set it down and looks at it. She's still got her tea in one hand as she's looking at it. She's like, "You got this from a warlock."
Someone was doing some rather nasty things. We had to deal with him, and to the victors go the spoils.
Well, congratulations. Most warlocks are pretty hard to deal with. Especially if well, depending on who they draw their powers from.
It seems this one made a rather poor deal.
It would seem so. She kind of chuckles a little bit and puts the staff back down on the coffee table, takes another sip of tea.
Molfin goes inside his robes and pulls out a small pendant.
Okay.
Frosted blue gemstone and a skeletal insignia. This is a intriguing little item. We took off a lich. We'll set that down on the table.
She slowly reaches out and picks that up. A lich, you say?
Yes. Was using it to encapsulate young women's souls.
Huh. Interesting.
In order to prolong her own life.
So we're selling that?
Why are we selling that? Shouldn't we destroy that?
None of you Molfin had it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when Molfin pulls this out, you guys didn't even know he swiped one of these without you guys noticing.
Oh my god.
She looks at it and she's like, I hate to tell you this, young wizard, but the power of this is no longer here.
I take out mine and go, oh crap!
She's Lachlan's holding one too.
Oh my god!
Shake her bridge of her nose, just shake.
You wanted it for the diamond, though. You didn't want it for the powder.
Yeah, she chuckles. She chuckles a little bit at you, Lachlan. She's like, "Well, it's still worth its price in the gem."
Yes,
but
we should have taken more.
It appears that
I start crying. I start crying.
She's like, I definitely believe that the lich is dead because it seems that the power that the lich put on this the spell has been broken.
There was a whole wall of these.
I'm gonna hit Lachlan in the back of the head.
Yes. Ashlyn takes a moment to stop crocheting and just smack Lachlan.
Give you something to cry about.
Then she immediately immediately goes back to crocheting.
Yeah. I need to steal more often.
No!
Okay.
Now this, she reaches out and grabs the wooden staff with the blue gem at the top. You want to sell your own arcane focus. Why is that, wizard?
Well, I have found more powerful things, and we'll be obtaining other methods.
She looks up towards the wall, and there is an old wooden staff that's just hanging on the wall. And then she looks back at you, and she's like, I cannot buy this from you, dear. You're going to need it someday.
And you're handless and eyeless, and you've and faceless because he got the shadow.
It's like to the pain,
So,
not to the death.
the only thing that brings you to Skullport is to bring these items before me and to ask me if I have obtained any items? There's got to be more to this story. I'm intrigued. She takes a sip. You see her kind of lean back in her chair a little bit, cross a leg, looks over towards Diana and Kallista, and
I'm busy.
I want to
Molfin
insight
looks
somebody,
at her
but I
for a
don't know
second.
who.
you want to incite somebody, but you don't know who.
No.
The
Got a
lich we
good
were
passive
dealing with
insight.
had information I required. There is an item I seek. One of a set of 3. I know of the location of one. One is unknown to me.
I insight Molfin.
Target
I found my target. I found my target.
acquired.
Molfin, what? I don't. What are you trying to hide? Are you trying to hide anything from the rest of your group?
Right?
Yeah.
Molfin just said it flat out in the open.
What are his intentions, though? I'm so confused.
Oh, we'll say, okay, I'll roll a deception and see whether or not, let's see what...
Oh,
There's the 19.
yeah.
Whoa.
She looks back at you, Molfin, and she's like, "Wizard, do you feel that collecting this item will fix what it is that you seek?"
It's a strange way to word that. The item itself will not correct the problem. The abilities contained within the item will give me the power to correct an injustice.
She just looks down and looks back at you, and she's like, "The abilities within the item will consume you, wizard. I know what you seek. I know what that is across your face."
Go on.
I see through.
Keep going.
I can see what you're trying to do, wizard. But let me just assure you, nothing good can come from this. Others have tried. Others are dead.
Yes, others attempted to collect this from the lich that had it. Others are not I. Perhaps nothing good will come. Something just will.
I like that. Mic drop. Mic drop. Lachlan, that was good.
You had a team of people drinking that liquid with you. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's still on the table to talk about.
Power of friendship.
Yeah.
Do not stand alone, Molfin. Don't forget that.
This is a valid point, Kallista. As you can see, there are many beside me in this venture.
She looks around at all of you, and she's smiling at you. Like, she's trying to be, you can sense from your passive insight that she's trying to be forthright with you and just trying to be as honest as she possibly can. You don't sense it's weird. Once you walked into this room, you don't feel the creepiness of Skullport anymore.
I love this place.
It's a different feeling. It's a different environment. It's just like almost like going to visit grandma on a Sunday afternoon.
So
You know, and just chilling and sitting down and having a conversation with grandma.
Poison in the tea there.
you didn't check it. We're drinking it.
I didn't check it. No, I didn't. I also haven't had a sip yet.
You've also noticed that she's been drinking out of the same
Yeah.
tea.
I've had like 2
Okay.
cups.
So- So basically, she's looking at all of you, and listen, I'll be 100% honest. I do not know where the item is that you seek. But
Good. We can leave.
I do know.
So they don't want-
I do know the history, a little bit of the history of the item, and the item likes to travel. The item itself could be anywhere. It could be on another plane of existence, wizard.
Extraplanar activity.
Yeah. Oh, nuts. We can't find it.
Oh, that just means I need to find a stronger wizard.
Then
She just smiles towards you, Molfin.
Hey, can you enchant a eyeball?
Can I enchant an eyeball?
How
Yeah.
topical.
What would I want to enchant an eyeball for? You want me to make the item that this wizard seeks? Is that what you're asking me to do?
No, this is something separate. Like, if I had a glass orb, could you, like, make it have, what was it, sight? The one sight?
Anti-magic.
Anti-magic.
Oh,
Anti-magic.
gosh,
Ew.
anti-magic. You want to enchant something with an anti-magic shield?
A field.
Oh,
Field.
a field. That's pretty high-level magic.
Yeah.
If the price was right.
Really?
What would such a enchantment cost?
An enchantment of that nature?
All of our money.
Yeah, probably.
Body.
Everything you have.
I'd do it for 25,000 gold, no less.
There it is. There it is.
Oh. We'll work on it. Thank you for your.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll come back to it.
What?
Do payment plans.
Now, what are you?
Do you do financing?
She chuckles. Dear, last time I did financing, let's just say things didn't go too good for the people who borrowed from me.
Okay.
Oh, okay, lovely.
But I don't
Creepy old grandma.
I don't sense that from you.
No. We'll come back with the money eventually.
But
I don't suppose you have any need for dragon parts then.
dragon parts.
Hmm,
Do you have dragon scales?
I do.
Huh. Perhaps we can barter a little. What dragon do you have?
Green? Was it green? What color was it?
Green.
Okay,
Green.
Chrissy can't remember.
Look in the bag.
It's like- oh, you have lots of bits of this magical creature.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Dragon for the enchantment. Paid in full.
I don't want that.
We do not have the eye to be enchanted at this point.
Yeah. Do we?
Let me,
No, it was
what
picked up.
is the eye for?
Oh,
A friend.
What is it for?
A friend of a friend.
Yeah.
A friend of a friend. I see.
Maybe like some home security, I imagine,
Yeah, just.
You have been honest with me, so I shall be honest with you.
Oh,
Oh,
Best to not ask.
fiddlesticks.
It's best to not ask.
It is something that we have been tasked with. The less you know, the better for all.
was Molfin
Though I
even there?
have, given the aid we have been told you provide to people I have, and your capability of this enchantment, I have no doubts of your own ability, but...
This is within my realm.
That's...
And it's not every day that you have someone bring you bits and pieces of a dragon.
Yeah.
Even in Skullport, we don't get much of that.
Cool.
Most of these crazies get eaten up. Or torched by the dragon's breath.
What would the value be in gold coin?
I would level it up 25,000. I would see
We
that
need to become dragon hunters.
I would see that your enchantment would be Paid in full with the trade of that dragon.
That's a lot of money.
I think
That's
Kallista
a
just
lot
went
of
for
dragon.
cash.
Yeah,
And
that's a
2 people.
lot of dragon.
Well, what we can
Out
do...
of character, that's 40 pounds of scales. That's a dragon wing. That's dragon teeth and claws.
What we can
That's
do...
a lot of dragon. Out
is
of
Should we
character.
become dragon hunters for
Get the
real?
payment.
Yeah, like we should really
Give
put dragon
Diana
hunters.
and Kallista their
That sounds like a
share.
good business.
And Molfin.
Where's
and
Clouth?
then-
Look, we gotta go get Clouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize, chat, for the
Where's
audio
the rest
desync. I had thought I was running okay, but apparently I'm not. Apparently we, our mouths are off of our audio. I apologize.
Oh, that happens sometimes.
Weird.
Yes,
Thank you.
this is very strange.
Yeah.
So, Lachlan, if you wanna go in, like, everyone else can take their payments, but we can keep ours on hold, maybe.
Well, there is
Wait,
no
what?
guarantee that this kind lady has 25,000 gold to pay.
No, but I'm just saying that you, Diana, and Kallista could get your shares, and, me and Lachlan can kind of put ours, like, with
Right,
her.
but that would still mean she'd have to have 15,000 gold to hand us.
I'm kind of broke.
Okay,
How are you
so
broke already?
Look in your
With
pockets, you
so much
bloody
money.
fool.
Wait.
Lachlan gave all of his money.
We've been in a city for a week, and you're broke already.
No, he
Yeah.
gave all of his money for his parents.
He actually has some money in his
yeah.
pocket, actually.
Yeah, I think
I think
people.
Molfin gave me a little bit of cash.
Yeah, Molfin dropped some in
What do you mean?
there
I
without
give
you
you-
notice.
I gave you
Or-
some cash.
Actually, Ashlyn did too, I think.
Well, no, Ashlyn got caught.
Ashlyn got caught, but Lachlan still took the money.
Yeah. Molfin gave you 100 platinum.
Ooh.
I gave you-
Platinum?
Yeah.
100 platinum.
Yeah, you
And my sleight of
some
hand check
money.
was higher than yours.
Yeah. your passive
Wow.
perception, yeah.
Interesting. I only have 10 gold recorded.
Well,
That's
Because you didn't know
Thanks,
about it.
guys.
you didn't know it was there.
That's from me. Yeah.
He whispered it to me.
Whoa! I'm like digging in my pockets. Best day ever.
Oh my
When you
god.
find like a 20 in your pocket,
yeah.
Hey, even a $5 bill, I'm like excited.
Yeah.
put on an old pair of jeans.
Okay.
No, I mean, I can come back when we have more. It's
Coin.
good to know this option exists.
Yes, thank
Molfin will
you.
look at Taz and just say, so if we were to not partake of the enchantment, would you have the coin that it seems the rest of them are more interested in?
I don't have it right now, but I could have it by tomorrow.
Does she sell what you need, Uncle Molfin? Or don't you need like creepy stuff?
No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know where it is. She doesn't have it. She doesn't.
Okay.
No,
She knows
I
what
thought
he's
it was-
seeking, but she doesn't know where it is.
Oh, but I thought he needed like creepy arcane
Might you have any
portents for like.
scrolls or anything?
Ah,
you've come
there we go.
across
Yeah.
that you
I
may
have
not
a
need?
I have
Yeah.
a point that I'm sitting on that I need to rotate back to at some point after we're done with negotiations.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have a specific
Like
scroll
zombie blood
that you
or,
are
like,
seeking?
Squid eyeballs. I don't know. You said it couldn't be found at Izzo. So,
No, it's
I don't know.
it is things that is better not asked for
Oh.
upstairs, as they are. Little, little more peculiar about things of that nature. That is where my concern stems from. There are two that I am seeking, ideally. The first is a rather elementary one, but I haven't taken the time to learn it or pick it up myself yet. The spell to enlarge or reduce the size of an object.
Oh.
The
Hey.
second I am looking for is called Soul Cage.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Soul
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cage.
What does that do?
Christy knows that one. That's a good one.
Add a character. What does it do?
Was that a level of a spell that you would have access to at this point?
Not at this point, no.
At this point, okay.
I want to know.
She looks at you. Wizard, the first one is easy. And you see her get up and she goes to a just small bookshelf and takes an old leather-bound book off of the bookshelf, turns a couple pages, and you watch as she literally takes a page, tears it from the book, closes the book, puts it back on the shelf, brings it over, and sets down, and from what you can see, the arcane writings and things on it, it looks like the spell that you were asking for.
Soul cage. So like you keep someone close and tight with them, like when they die. Like you're like, oh, I like this puppy, so I'm gonna keep its soul with me. I get it. That's exactly what it does, right?
Exactly.
She says soul cage, unfortunately, is... although I know what it is and I know of its power, I do not use that form of magic. Therefore, I do not have any on hand.
Probably for the best.
So, how much, if you were to take these few items, then how much for the scroll would I owe you?
You just owe me your word. Your word that you will bring me this item to enchant.
Okay.
Molfin will reach out his hand to her.
Wait, what?
She reaches her hand back out. You can feel her old, wrinkly hand in yours. It's rather soft. Seems like she uses a lot of moisturizer.
Mm.
I thought we weren't enchanting. I thought we weren't enchanting it.
No, this is a separate agreement between her and me. This is not involving the dragon scale.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
This is between her and me and 25,000 gold.
You but wait. Oh. My brain.
What?
I'm scared and confused.
Yep, pretty much. That's how we live with Molfin now.
Molfin will start to turn and look at the group. One must take care of one's family.
Okay.
Gramps, don't do anything rash.
I'm
Can we circle back to that thing that I was thinking of?
Sure.
Little
Yeah.
Mrs. Lady. So when Ashlyn was
Taz.
talking about yes, Taz. When Ashlyn was talking about looking for like an eye of a squid or something to enchant, and you said an eye to enchant. What do you want me to make? What Molfin's looking for? What's Molfin looking for?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You don't... She's looking at all of you. You don't already know?
I have a hint, but I don't know.
What's your...
None of us do.
What's your hint?
A name and a general shape.
And she looks back at Molfin. Wizard, do your friends not know?
But Molfin will look at Taz and say, the location of the one I know. Then just sort of not so subtly nod in Zoss's direction.
Diana's? Yes.
Diana's direction.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Suffice to say, someone knows its location.
Huh. She looks back at Diana. He seeks the eye of Vecna.
Oh.
What's a Vecna?
A Vecna is an old god, and it is very evil.
Lich turned... Oh, if it's... Lich turned deity, yes.
Yes.
Self-proclaimed god.
Self-proclaimed god, yes. I would put that in the same category, yes.
With
And
followers.
Seems adventurers strong enough adventurers were able to deal with the threat a long time ago. But pieces of Vecna still remain. Powerful pieces. That when linked together, looks over towards Molfin, can make one seemingly invincible.
Whoa!
Unfortunately, most lose their minds before they ever reach that sort of power.
He already lost his, so he's immune.
That's my secret. I already have dementia.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh, second time today.
Second time in the last 20 minutes.
Yes, it's dangerous. Dangerous magic. Dark, dark magic.
Yeah,
I would like to
Molfin
add that
doesn't care
she's-
about that.
I would like to add that she is seriously underselling it right now. It's literally evil, the root of all evil, to me,
Mhm.
at least, as far as I know.
She's been pretty, even keel the whole conversation. Even though she's been being honest with you guys, like you can see that she's not neither up or down throughout the whole thing. Some of it might be just old age. Some of it experience. But yeah,
So you'll have the money ready for tomorrow then.
Come back down here.
I can have the money prepared.
I will give
Okay.
her one of the dragon scales.
Okay, she takes it. It sort of glimmers with a magical radiance as she holds it in her hand. They're beautiful.
Oh. Yeah, make a necklace out of it.
I could maybe incorporate them into my crocheting.
Yeah, I like that. Here.
I like that.
I
That's
fixed
cute.
Molfin will look at her. Would you be able to recommend anywhere somewhat, well, as reliable as one can be in this place for us to spend the evening where we are to conclude our business in the morning?
Well,
You just stay down here.
to be honest, wizard, one place is as good as the next here in Skullport.
Great.
But there is a place. It is called, once I find it. Oh, I had it and I lost it. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
You can just make something up we won't know.
No, there is a place. Let's see if it's on this. It is on this level. She describes to you the location of number 22. That is an inn called the Guts and Garters.
Ah.
It's run by a very calm and soft-spoken tiefling. Her name is Quietude.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Then I'll be back in the morning or tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
We all will be.
I will see you in the morning.
Thank you for the tea.
Ooh, absolutely. Would you like to have another glass?
No,
Let
I
us-
had 3 already.
Ah. And Ashlyn, using her speed to kind of, is just how fast she is to get this all crocheted up. You've crocheted several lines of this scarf while you guys were having this conversation. She seems very pleased and happy that you were able to get a little bit farther on that. Okay.
As we stand, I believe
well,
Molfin's going to grab her hand and just, as much as one can, sort of press his shrouded lips to her hand. Thank you for your honesty.
As that happens, she is almost taken aback a little bit, Molfin, and pulls her hand away a little bit, but then stops. And she just looks at you and she's like, Wizard, I appreciate yours. And it almost looks like she's a little bit afraid of the shroud. That her hand got that close to it.
Damn.
Molfin just sort of chuckled to himself.
Hi, Taz, real quick. Just quick question. Where can someone send a letter in here?
A letter?
Yeah.
A
like,
letter
is there,
to
like
who?
a postal service? Oh, my mother. It's just, been so long, and she sent me a letter a while ago, and I should probably respond by now, since she might think that I'm dead. So, yeah, what's a postal service that I can find?
I can use a spell if you'd like.
Sure.
Molfin will turn and just sort of look at Diana.
Yeah. What? Are
Hey,
you trying
Mom!
to Are you trying to incite me? What?
Nope, just
What would you like me to say, dear? And who am I sending this to?
To a lady in some woods that I don't remember.
I'm gonna need a little bit of a better description than that.
I don't remember.
Where are you from?
Diana,
Diana, where are you from?
Yeah, I don't
remember
even-
A, Diana's home forest, or B, the name of her mother. I forgot her mother's
Holy
name.
shit!
I don't.
Hey, Mom, I forgot your name. That's okay. Just call you Mom.
Exactly. You just call her mom, who cares?
I don't have where the woods where we're from either. Actually,
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh my god, we don't know where we're from. We've been on the road for so long.
Could we just
doesn't
be
have a
like from the
home.
where else? The High Forest? Is that a place?
High Forest is a place,
Oh, wow.
yes. Yes.
Okay, we're from the High Forest, Diana.
Well, actually, I
Okay,
think
we're from the house.
I was.
Diana, you were from the woods that was just outside of Nightstone, I think.
I
Ardeep?
was.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the Ardeep Forest, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Ardeep.
Ardeep
Yep.
Forest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll write that down too.
Okay. So we're gonna send this to the name of a lovely lady who in canon we will say that I said the name. I do not know the name. Out of character, I do not know the name.
Okay. What-
Oh,
well,
this is quite
you kind of give her a description. She seems to have a bead on who to contact. What would you like me to say?
hey, got your letter. Won't be able to return home anytime soon. I may return to the temple at some point, the Temple of Ilmater in near our home. Relations between elves and, full humans there should be better. So if you want to meet me there at any point, that would be lovely. Just, make sure that they're ready for a large party because I've made some friends along the way.
Do you know how many words that is, Diana?
Oh wait, how many
She-
words?
she-
How many words is I allowed to say?
She looks at you and she's like, "We're gonna need to."
Pay attention to that.
She's like, "We're gonna." We're,
I was-
she puts her hand on your shoulder and she's a little shorter than you, and she looks up at your eyes and she's
probably
like,
much shorter than me.
she's
I'm
like-
very short.
she's like,
short elf.
"Sweetie, we're gonna have to cut this down a little bit."
That's the rough draft. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should just find a postal service because I really don't know. What I don't know. I don't know how to cut that down. Be like, hey, not dead. Meet me at the temple. Let's do that. I don't know.
There you go.
Who-
Is that
Was
good?
that the letter
How
from
many
your
words?
mom that I delivered to
Hey.
you when I
Who
first
sh-
met you?
Yes, it's that one. So it has been a long
it's
time.
Diana, I'm not.
Hey, it's Diana. I am not dead. Meet at temple. That's 10.
Yeah, that's
It's,
fine.
you go up to 25.
You can
Yeah.
go up to 25.
Okay.
Meet at the
Made
temple.
made a lot of friends. Are we using a lot as the chunked together one,
Yeah,
which is improper,
many.
or is it two separate ones?
You can put it together.
A
Many
lot.
Yes, you can put it
A
together.
lot.
Okay. Improper grammar, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so made a lot of friends.
made many friends, like Lachlan said.
Yeah, expect company. There we go.
Okay.
Good. And I don't know when I'm gonna meet her
Think of an
again.
invasion.
Why don't you say Ashlyn delivered the letter on time, but I have just
Oh, hang on.
back to you.
Ashlyn says hi.
Yeah.
There you go.
Diana.
so Taz does some incantations, and you hear the message going out, and you see her just kind of sitting there, almost like she's listening or something. And then she starts to speak towards you, Diana. She's like,
Oh no.
"Hi, Ashlyn.
Where mom? Hey.
Glad you've made some friends. I will meet you there.
Cool.
Who is this?"
Diana. Did I not say it's Diana?
You did.
No, you didn't.
You did say, but it's coming from an old
But
woman's
it's
voice.
coming from a different voice. Like you say, "Hey, it's Diana," but it's not your voice. So yeah.
Oh.
So she recognized the name Ashlyn, so she responded, but wasn't sure who the old woman was.
No one would lie about Ashlyn.
Okay. Anything else you guys are
So I
doing?
just want to toss this out of character.
Yeah.
So Diana's all freaking out that Molfin's turned into this evil god. But she
Yeah.
just called her mother from a creepy old woman's voice and says, "I have Ashlyn," and she says, "Hello." Now the elven armies are
Context.
coming to save Ashlyn.
Let's send her a real letter when we get back to Waterdeep. We'll send her a postcard.
That's good. That is so good.
Greetings from Waterdeep.
Yes, we will definitely send her a postcard. I should have been sending her postcards this whole time. That would have been
You
such
really
a cute little thing for my character.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Diana's
Why don't
a
we
terrible
start that?
character.
Let's start that. That'll be a new thing.
Let's start doing that.
You have this postcard on the back. It says "Greetings from Skullport," and it's this
Oh, shit.
terrible image of all these like flaming skulls and bugbears and goblins and.
Yeah, let's not send her that one. She'll just worry.
Our parents back in the forest are like, we sent you to the temples to become good people. We're in Skullport.
Yeah.
Now you're helping a gnome become a god.
No.
Well, you're my
Becoming a
uncle.
witch king.
Okay. So you guys are headed to the Guts and Garters?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so you make your way there, and you are greeted by a tiefling woman. And this place is definitely a rundown structure. It doesn't look very nice, but you don't think you're gonna find a nice place here. It's probably one's as good as another. And you walk in and you see that this woman kind of approaches. She's like, will you be staying this evening?
Yes, please.
Yes.
That will
We
be
must be quiet.
Quietude. It's nice to meet
Yes.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
That'll be 5 gold pieces per room. Per night.
Hey, Gramps, want to split a room?
Guess we're all sharing. Do y'all have bunk beds?
Kallista is getting her own room.
Okay.
I'll share with you, Diana, if you want.
All right.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So you guys are pairing up. Is Brock still with you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brock's there too.
Oh, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock was pretty creeped out by pretty much everything he's seen so far.
Yeah, understand.
Poor guy.
Brock's easily creeped out. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way into your rooms. You guys can take your 5 gold pieces from your characters, and
We'll cover for Lachlan.
I'll cover for Diana.
Gramps, I can pitch
Oh my
in.
god,
You
no,
guys-
stop. I have
Don't-
plenty.
Don't
I
worry.
got a lot too.
as you guys make
I owe you. I owe you.
What time is it in the day?
um,
It's still fairly early, right?
it's not too late. It's probably like almost dinner time.
Okay.
Because you guys left shortly right before lunch. Like you guys had like an early lunch, and yeah, you guys raided the hospice cafeteria.
Oh yeah. That was gross food, though. I doubt we're gonna get better food here though. No.
You never know.
So you guys make your way into your rooms, and you notice that the grime is so thick on the windows that it almost makes them opaque.
I'm
Maybe that's
going
good.
to I'm going to check the top of the bed for any hidden panels, so if someone can come through and like stab you in the middle of the night.
Go ahead and make
That's so smart.
an
I will
investigation check.
join Ashlyn.
Make an investigation.
I will join
check.
Ashlyn in
Okay,
looking
okay.
for-
With
Investigation?
investigation with advantage, because Diana's
Okay.
helping you.
Oh, God.
Ooh, my invest. Oh wait, no, sorry, I wasn't supposed to make it. Ashlyn was. Never mind.
Slightly better.
As you're looking around, the room, you're looking around a bit, and then you notice in the door there is this strange part of the wood that almost looks like just the slightest bit of a different color. And when you take your finger and you slide it, it's like it opens about enough so somebody could like peek both eyes in through the door. But it's concealed enough that if you weren't really looking for it, you wouldn't notice it.
Oh, good idea sometimes, guys. So I'm gonna run to the boys' room and be like, listen, there might or might not be creepy panels that people can look at you in your room. Okay, good night. And I'm gonna go tell the boys the same thing.
Brock's
Okay, good
Brock's
night.
like, what? No. Okay, can we just go back to Waterdeep
I'll tell
And-
Kallista too.
and find a
um,
nice place there? I mean, can we just...
We have one night. That's all we need.
Okay.
Then I'll prop something up against the door that's tall enough, like our backpack, that so they can't look in.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you don't have any problem
Would
doing that.
everyone rather just drag mattresses or whatnot in here, and I can cast the tiny hut over us within the room? Can make it so they cannot see in, and I can make it so, and well, beyond not being able to see in, they will be unable to get in.
I kind
I
of
think
feel
they're
like the
gonna
risk of assassination is exciting.
You have fun then.
And, and as you guys are talking about this just outside of Molfin's door, you hear a voice, a couple voices, coming in kind of abruptly. One's like, shut up. Don't say a word. Just go quick. It won't be a problem. You won't even notice. And you see,
Ooh.
looks like a bugbear and two of those dark kind of dwarves are coming in. And one of them has what looks like a glass aquarium in his hands.
Filled with jellyfish.
Oh
And
no.
and he's kind of walking kind of abruptly down the hallway towards you guys. Looks like the bugbear's like sticking out his chest, like looking all macho, and the other Duergar is looking towards you guys and is like, "Hey, step aside!
What's in the aquarium? I have an aquarium too. Do you want to
Hey,
see my aquarium?
it's none of your business. Get back to your room."
Okay.
I will cast. No, never mind. I won't cast. I will prepare a command.
Okay.
Do you still want to see my aquarium
No,
though? Oh,
don't care nothing about your aquarium. Get out the way.
okay. Okay.
And they just kind of go back.
I
Looks like he's trying. You can tell it's an aquarium, but it looks like he's trying to conceal it a bit. Water's splashing out onto the
What's
floor.
inside?
Yeah.
I bet there's like eyeballs or something in there. It's probably gross. Actually. And have jellyfish.
I don't know what
Feel like
it
I
is.
know what why do I feel like I know what it is out of character? Why do I feel like I know what it is?
Oh, is it a brain or something?
No. I think it's a goldfish.
A goldfish?
Ooh, that.
Just never mind.
Mol-
Out of character. It's
Molfin's just
metagame.
gonna look at him. So I believe this area of the hotel is currently rented.
Not the hallway. Get out the hall,
Yeah.
man. Seriously.
You would love Ferguson, Sir Salisbury III, and Jimmy.
They just start kind of pushing past you guys. Like just they start like just one of them like shoulder taps you, Ashlyn, even though he's a lot shorter than you.
Can I try to do a perception check to see if I can get an angle on that aquarium?
Absolutely. You're taller than him, so I'll give you advantage.
Ooh, okay, I'll take that.
Do I see the one shoulder bump Ashlyn?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he did it aggressively. He's just trying to get around her, and she's a little bit in his way. So it was kind of like just he kind of nudged her out of the way. Kallista, there's a goldfish in that aquarium.
Michael, you ever seen somebody stick a broom handle in a bicycle wheel?
What's that?
Ever seen somebody stick a broom handle in a bicycle wheel?
Yes, I have.
Hey,
I've seen somebody throw a football into the front spokes of a bike too. It does the same
What?
thing.
Molfin's
kinda
gonna take
crazy.
his staff and stick it between the guy's legs. And just shoulder bump Ashlyn.
Okay. As you do that, he is able to catch his balance. And he looks down, looks at what you're doing, looks back at you, gives you this awful glare. He's like, "Don't have time for this right now."
Then you would do best to leave my friends and family alone.
Let them take their pet.
You better watch yourself, old man.
Molfin's gonna sort of glance at Ashlyn.
You know, you really should take your hood off while you're inside. And they both start that, and you see the bugbear kind of just look at you and kind of scoff a little bit towards you, Molfin, as they make their way past. Water just pouring out onto the hall. And then you hear a door open. And then what sounds like footsteps going downstairs.
Oh, Christy loves this so much. I can't believe we saw that. That was great.
That was pretty awesome.
Oh, that was so great.
And that's where we're gonna take our break for the evening.
Oh, so good.
You may love it. Let's pray the two idiots that saw Molfin and Ashlyn and Lachlan aren't having a conversation downstairs. Right now.
Oh, it was so good. So good.
All right, guys, we're going to take a 5 to 7 minute break, and we will be back with our continuation, part 2 of episode 68 of Storm King's Thunder. Stick around. We'll be right back, guys. See you soon. Oh.
Yeah, you should have it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder, episode 68. We're so glad that you're tuning in with us tonight and hanging out with us as we dive back into this adventure. Currently, our party is underwater deep in the town, the underground city in Undermountain called Skullport. They are currently in an inn called the Guts and Garters, which Ashlyn just discovered. There are some peepholes through the doors.
Creepy.
And they've just were passed by a couple goons carrying an aquarium that Kallista discovered. There was a goldfish inside. And what? Now you guys are in your rooms. You guys are in one room or in separate rooms?
I don't know.
Molfin has offered, but nobody said whether or not they were taking him up on it.
Okay.
Probably safer to all be in one room should something happen.
But we paid for like 5 of them.
Fine, I will reimburse you for the other rooms.
Okay. We'll be safer in one room, we promise.
Yes, I will cast Tiny Hut over us, and none can enter.
Okay. I think we should do that, Diana. Instead
Okay,
of
then
people
I'm good.
bully thing, because that's pretty creepy.
And Kallista?
Yeah, there's conversations to be had.
Wait, conversations? Like long ones?
Mhm.
It's just about, dinner time. You guys could eat some rations and have lots of conversation. There's plenty of time for conversation.
Rations.
So you guys are going into one room. Molfin's going to use Tiny Hut. Molfin, is there anything? Are you going to make it a completely clear hut, or are you going to change it in some way?
Yeah, so basically, what we can see out of it, so when we all go in before Molfin casts it into his pouch. Actually, hold on, can I even do that? Yes, I can.
Okay.
Into his pouch, into the hallway, tosses out and scatters a small group of bones,
Uh-oh.
and arise Tony.
Tony is back.
Tony!
Tony's back.
Maybe he could join the Seven Snakes.
No.
Molfin will just look, stand outside the door. Any who seek to enter, stop them.
Tony just looks at you and starts nodding.
Closing the door, and then putting up Tiny Hut, making the exterior of the hut like a dull ashen gray,
Okay.
completely opaque, so we can see out, but they can't see in.
Gotcha, yeah.
And in terms of interior lighting, again, sort of a very dim light, just enough that it's a little eerie in the room.
Okay. Nice.
Great.
Mood lighting. Wow.
Yep. Mood lighting. So you guys are all within this hut, settling down, having some snacks.
Well, this is cozy.
You just as you were casting the hut, you heard Tony unsheath his short sword outside. Shh! Like he's standing at attention in a guard.
Oh, okay. I thought that he was
getting
shooting
into
at
it.
someone.
I was like, that
Okay.
escalated quickly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's just taking his role seriously as protector of Molfin and his friends.
Aw, that's kind of nice. Our skelly buddy.
So the evening is yours, adventurers. Seems like a perfect place to have a conversation.
Mhm.
Great.
Oh,
Damn, it
real quick.
doesn't have enough ice in it.
What's the matter, Diana?
Oh, I was just going to cast something really quick. Zone of Truth.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Now we
I
can
guess
have
we
a
all have to make
conversation.
saves, right?
I think you do. Charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
God.
Everybody.
I'm going to borrow a phrase from somebody and say, Nat 20.
Molfin succeeds.
The rest of us have to.
I
I knew he was saving it for something like that.
What is the spell save DC for you, Diana?
It is a 17.
Okay, so it looks like Ashlyn succeeds. Lachlan and Kallista both fail. And
Brock?
Oh yeah, Brock.
and Brock fails. Brock, Kallista, and Lachlan have to tell they cannot respond with a lie.
Mhm.
Can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. Just cannot be a lie.
I haven't taken a bath in days.
Just force you to tell the truth. Impulsive truth telling.
Something came over.
It's like that scene in Liar Liar when he comes back to work. What's up? Your cholesterol! How's my dress? Anything to get the attention off your face.
That's a throwback.
That is.
Wow.
I gotta go back and watch that movie.
That's a good movie.
He steps out of the elevator. It was me. Funny. All right.
Now, do those of us who saved the spell, do we know what what she attempted?
Probably.
I know it says affected creatures are aware of it.
Yeah. Affected creatures are aware of the spell.
Diana,
Those
what
of
did
us
you
who
think?
saved, so we wouldn't be aware.
I guess that's implied within that description because it says an affected creature is aware of the spell. I
I
mean,
can tell you that.
you would, as a wizard, and you've seen her cast and pray. You can assume something's up, but you knew she cast something, but you're not sure what it was.
Doesn't seem to affect me, so who cares?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know that she'd cast a spell either?
I
You
can tell you.
you would know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Diana's telling us that she did it.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
So who wants to
So
go
now we
first?
cannot tell a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So truth or dare? No, I'm kidding.
Oh no! The best use of that spell ever.
Wow.
No one all start speaking up at once.
So how many days has it been, Lachlan?
Several.
Okay.
What do you need the eyeball for?
Brock's just picking his fingernails, and he's like, I can't believe Diana doesn't trust me.
Oh. Oh.
Diana's been traumatized, okay? Diana doesn't trust anybody. So
Molfin's just sitting in his spell book.
Is this like truth or dare? I'm really confused.
no, so Lachlan and Ashlyn, what do you need the eyeball for?
Stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Oh.
Good or evil?
Ooh, I
Is
don't
there
know.
really such a thing in this world?
It's not a good
Here's the thing. There definitely is. Evil is standing right next to you. His name is Molfin.
I see a lot of good in him.
I have seen only terrible things so far. Not terrible isn't like terrible. Terrible isn't just shady.
Lachlan, what gave you the idea that it was a good idea to take on the helm of the Seven Snakes?
It seemed fun.
It seemed fun.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
answers are so
it was an
simple.
opportunity to try something new and, be somebody.
He wanted to diversify his portfolio, okay?
I tried to punch him out of it, but I ended up being a member, and now I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I figured that's why.
Oh, I thought you were there because it was fun too, Ashlyn.
It is fun.
Okay,
It's our
good.
secret
good.
club.
And
Brock.
Brock.
It's not
I'm-
a club.
I'm totally gonna climb the ladder right behind him. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
No, I'm second in command, Brock.
Okay. Wait, okay.
None of
Okay.
you are worried about the implications of this?
Ooh, implications like what do you mean?
Well, yeah. What implications?
Yeah, what implications? I think we're giving her migraine.
We are a part of a organization with strong footholds. I mean, and we've got Lachlan here as our leader.
Yeah, what could go
Yeah,
wrong?
that concerns me.
Kallista, the way I see it is that, things are changing. The world's in a weird place right now.
Mhm.
Seven Snakes, they do the dirty work for the Zentarum is what I've heard.
Yeah, dirty work. And you're okay
Yeah.
with that?
I think dirty work could become something new under my leadership.
We are kind of working around stuff instead of directly.
Is this a long-term plan of yours, Lachlan? Is this what
Me?
you want?
Long-term planning?
You took on the helm of the Seven Snakes. this is not something you just take on as a part-time job. This is something that I'm assuming you take on for life.
Yeah, and step one is we're gonna handle this giant thing, and then
And then what?
then who knows what else is out there? Maybe we hunt dragons.
That could be fun. Get a lot of
There's a
money.
lot of dirty work to be done in this world.
Lachlan, can we trust you with this?
I think you can trust my intentions. The outcomes remains to be seen.
What are your intentions?
Yeah, I want to accomplish some extraordinary things.
He wants to be somebody.
She's right.
And
He's already helped his family out a little, so that's good.
I didn't hear that part.
You already helped your family out, so that's good.
Well, yeah, maybe I've done some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
it just makes
Man.
me nervous.
There's
Well,
3 of us at least in it, so,
That's
one of
why
us
it makes
has
me
to-
nervous.
So far, I don't really get a lot of orders.
That's why it makes me nervous, because when someone comes calling for you, are you just gonna have to leave?
Oh.
Have you thought about that?
Oh, no.
I haven't thought about that either, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why do you think I was so concerned when the two of you decided preemptively, with no thought or concern to us, that you just chose to do this? Again, like Molfin.
You should have mentioned that sooner, Kallista.
We had a lot on our plate. I had to table it until now.
That peephole's looking pretty good right now.
Well, I guess we'll handle that when it comes up, I suppose.
And Molfin.
Uh-oh.
He's kind of ignoring you, flipping pages in his spell book.
Molfin,
Really, we're going to do this now.
is there a better time?
Fair enough.
First and foremost, if you ever, and I mean ever, attempt to chain me again, we're gonna have a problem.
I pretend to be doing something else.
Yeah.
Brock is doing that thing where you just don't look at anyone. He just looks down.
I'm looking up. Brock's looking down.
Kallista, I had no choice. You were being drawn to that creature.
You had a choice.
Yes, to let you swim directly into its trap and be killed, or to stop you.
Not
What did you expect me
like
to do? Hold
that.
you?
Yes, something, anything but that.
Fair enough. Next time I'll loose Ashlyn at you.
Fine.
Yeah. Wait, I have a concern with that.
Molfin,
I
I'd
don't wanna
rather
be
you
loose.
hurl a spell at me than those chains. Do I make myself clear?
Here is Crystal.
This is
Yeah,
like the
but
most
why?
awkward thing ever.
I believe those chains were thrown away by Ashlyn under the water.
Yes,
Yes.
I threw them away. Hey guys, we got a 5-gallon thing of sherry. I'm gonna open it.
Speaking of drink, you were reckless. All of you were reckless.
When?
Which time?
Brock.
That drink.
Brock's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he just looks down again.
Okay.
That dark liquid.
Oh yeah, that was I'm gonna start drinking some sherry.
Okay.
Was this what you guys were all drinking in that
Yes.
lair? Ooh, yeah,
That's
that
the
was
one they were fighting over to keep drinking.
Yeah,
Molfin
you
knows
guys
it all.
okay after that?
No, they were not.
I had like 2 ladles.
Granted, you all looked like some form of arachnid or insectoid for few hours, but none the worse for wear.
That didn't happen to me.
Molfin, when you started drinking, were you aware of the possibilities of what could have happened drinking it alone?
Potentially.
Which is
But it was
why
my
I
choice
helped.
to do it.
That's a
Why
stupid
should I allow
choice.
you to risk yourselves for that?
'Cause you're family, you dummy.
She points to Ashlyn. Exactly. If we're gonna move forward, we need to do it as a united front, as a team, or we lose. We already lost Anna. I can't afford to lose any of you else.
Can I have another glass of sherry? Anyone else want?
Hey, can you get me one of those too, Ashlyn?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Hey,
Rock.
thanks.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is good. This is really good.
Yeah, it's very good.
And Kallista, we will not lose any others. It will not be permitted. It is why more power is needed.
That's fine. But the lying and the rash decisions without consultation needs to stop, Molfin. Now.
Wait.
And that includes the Vecna items.
But that's part of the power.
Consider yourself consulted then.
No, Molfin. That's not how this works. That's not how we work.
Does this work for anyone? Lachlan, what's your favorite color?
Black.
Cool.
Molfin will look at Kallista.
You didn't consult us with the shroud. You didn't consult us with the drink. You didn't consult us with Asmodeus and the deal that could have been easily averted. I am begging you, Molfin. Don't do this anymore. If you need to make a risk, fine, but ask us, talk to us. I'm fine with any risk you're willing to take, but we need to know. That's all I'm asking.
Then before I do it, I shall speak to you of it.
There you go.
Okay.
Needs to be a big bridge of trust here, everyone. I'm starting to get drunk at this point, so I'm like on my third sherry.
Kallista starts smoking her pipe.
Yeah, you do that.
Does the smoke go?
I'm gonna do
Does the
this.
smoke go out of the dome,
I'd assume so.
or does it
No, we
stay
don't
like
hotbox
inside
in
the
here.
dome?
I can talk about it, I mean, sure.
Yeah, we're gonna hotbox and be drunk off the sherry. And like,
Wow.
whoa, and like,
Brock's just like,
And Brock.
oh yeah, whoa.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast.
This
Is
is
the smoke considered a magical effect?
I
No?
no, it's not.
no.
Okay.
No, it's just regular. I'm pretty sure it's just regular herbs and tobacco. Like, it's nothing
Yeah.
magical. I'm not a bard.
Herbs.
Herbs.
Natural ones that just grow out of the
Yes.
ground.
I'm gonna cast Luster Restoration on Brock
Okay. To go,
to
what?
get him out of being drunk.
What? Whoa. I feel different. Hey, Ashlyn.
Hey.
I need another.
Yeah.
I need another cup.
Okay.
No,
Oh, wait.
stop for a minute,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Me or him?
Brock.
What? What?
Okay.
Wait. What'd I do? I'm on the list.
You're
I'm
on-
he looks.
Welcome to the
He looks at Lachlan. I thought I got myself off that thing.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Welcome back.
or do you just never get off of it? It's
No, it's like a permanent mark on your
I
record.
know.
Like,
Yep.
This is terrible.
I know, it's like the popo.
Calm down.
Okay. You can see he's been physically sweating this whole time.
I'm assuming you've sworn your allegiance to Lachlan.
Well,
That makes it sound.
yeah, I mean, we're part of the Seven Snakes. I mean, we're just 3 right now, but
Yeah.
I mean, one day we'll be the Seven
I
Snakes.
give him a secret handshake.
Secret handshake?
I invent one on the spot.
Yeah, he looks like he has no clue what you're doing, and he's you're trying to show him the motions, and he's...
Yeah.
Guys,
We'll
are
work on it,
jerks.
we'll work on it. You'll learn it too, Ashlyn.
Okay.
Then you stand with all of us.
Well, I didn't
Yes.
didn't plan on going anywhere. I mean, I'm not going back to Mirabar. I'm not gonna...
That's not what I mean. I mean you're this far in. We need this trust to extend to you as well.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course.
Then I
Right.
have your word.
Ye-
I will protect you as long as you protect us.
I'll,
It's a good deal, too.
yeah. I'll do what I can. I mean, Kallista, I'm gonna be honest. You're way stronger than I am. I don't know how much I will be able to protect you, but I can do what I can.
That's all we ask.
And all I ask is when you punch me in the face, try not to break my nose again.
That's pretty realistic.
Or at least...
Don't give me a
not
don't give
an
me a
unreasonable
reason
request.
to.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
Got like an Owen Wilson thing going on now.
That's
It's
it?
not
Yeah.
bad, but
Kind of
Oh,
dashing.
yeah, she fixed it good last time.
yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah, Kallista, I'm with you. I didn't plan on going anywhere. I mean, apparently you guys want to keep me around because I've seen Death's Door quite a few times, and Diana keeps bringing me back. I don't know, maybe my dashing good looks. And he
That's
just...
totally what it is.
No one in the
He's-
no one in the zone of truth answered.
He's average at best.
Yeah.
Actually, the zone of truth was 10 minutes, and it would have
Yeah.
already been worn out.
Yeah, Callista's
So-
been on it for a while, so.
It only
What was
matters
I
that it
saying?
was
Diana,
Oh, I did something? What did I do? Why am I on the
Little
line?
of everything, I suppose.
It begins with a Z and ends with an Oaken.
Oh, yeah. I thought his name began with an X.
Oh, it begins
It
with
is-
an X and ends with an Oaken.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I think you understand that you need to be more careful with your heart.
Yeah.
Like, really careful.
I think no lessons were learned.
Lessons were learned. She learned something. I learned maybe 2 things out of that. Maybe 2.
That's all that counts, man.
Just the 2.
Also,
Yeah.
Diana, I know your intentions always mean well, but it still bothers me that you speak to Ilmater about us behind our backs.
Isn't that called praying?
You know, this is not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
That's just called having a religion.
You asked about Anastasius. You asked
Oh.
about Molfin. You asked about me.
So more.
And I'm fine with that. But again, like I told Molfin, please make it clear. If you need to ask, that's fine. But don't do it behind our backs. We need to know. We all need to be on the same page here.
Molfin is leaning very close to listening to this.
That goes for everyone in this room.
Fine. The next time I wish for Ailmater to give an opinion, I will be more direct.
So we all have to do everything in front of each other all the time now.
Even like changing
Great.
clothes.
Everybody leave their bedroom doors open. None of us can have
Oh
any
my
privacy
God, no.
anymore because we cannot trust each other.
This is like the real world, guys. It's like,
I'm just
open.
I'm asking for transparency and trust. That's all I'm asking. Risks are going to need to be taken, and I understand that. But we already lost Anna, and we've already lost Moby. Like Molfin said, we can't afford to lose anymore. And this is the best way I can think to keep us safe as one.
So, what do we do about Molfin's face? So,
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean, it's
I
good luck.
suggested the hat of disguise, but he seems keen not to use it. That's his
no, I
prerogative.
mean like the thing that goes along with his face, like his powers, and like, I'm gonna drink some more because I don't get his face thing.
I think what Ashland's trying to say is how do we stop Molfin from being consumed by the evil that he seems so intent on tying himself to?
Yeah.
Maybe just embrace it.
Embrace it.
No. No embracing
You
it.
don't
No.
have strong will, Diana.
Do you still
Well-
love us, Uncle Molfin?
Everything I do is for my family.
Okay. Then that's okay with me then.
I'm on.
I miss your face though.
Oh.
You had nice wrinkles around your eyes, and they made you smile.
When find me some ice, I will make you a face of mine.
That sounds really creepy. Why are you creepy all the time?
It's going to be a lovely little sculpture. Could look it in the eyes.
I don't. Okay.
I'll think about
And
it.
if we can get
Sounds
enough, then I can bring it to life for you.
And have a second Uncle Molfin, like Doctor Who.
Yes.
Is Molfin gonna gouge out his eye?
No.
Mm. That just seemed where that was going.
But that wasn't the real 10.
I mean, if he gets the eye of Vecna, he might.
He might. And cut off
Can
his
I keep
hand.
the other one?
What if it was a really
you want
stupid?
all-
Then about creating a copy of myself. And Diana immediately assumes I'm going to destroy the world and become an evil demigod.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I was told not to trust things anymore by Kallista, so
Well, we're trusting each
But
other.
she
This
just
is
said we need to trust each other.
yeah.
no,
this
I'm
is
kidding. Yeah, that's true.
The circle of trust. We need a cool name for ourselves. That's not the circle of trust.
I was gonna say the circle of trust sounds great.
The circle of trust.
Oh no.
And our symbol could be a circle.
Okay.
Alright.
Just a thought.
Hmm.
Just a thought.
So
We do still have to worry about the Raven Queen, Asmodeus, Klaus.
Oh yeah, the demons and the Storm Kings.
Asmodeus is devils, my dear, not demons.
Oh yeah, that's even worse. And the Storm Kings.
At this
That
point,
whole
we
thing,
must, we must
That
sell the dragon pots tomorrow morning.
Cloud has a target on his back now.
Perhaps make our way back to Waterdeep.
Go through the yawning portal? Why did we have to go through the yawning portal?
No, we don't.
No,
need
we
to.
don't.
Oh, okay.
We are not
Callista
going to the
learned
Yawning
that's
Portal.
where the entrance to the Undermountain is, but Callista has
Oh,
no
okay.
intention of
Mm.
going there. She just wanted
Okay.
to learn more about Drow culture, and
Okay.
that's a direction, but she's not. That's
Interesting.
not on her list.
Okay, good.
We have a few days before we have to deal with
The funeral.
The
the
memorial.
funeral. And then after that, well, we are in no current shape to deal with Raven Queen. So we should deal with the giants first. And then once the giants are dealt with, then Kallista can gain what was promised to her. Hopefully at that point I will have found something of what I need, so that we can deal with the Raven Queen.
Can I have a fang or a claw from the dragon that we killed? Because I hate dragons now. I hate the blue ones especially, but...
Speaking of dragons, I would like to scry on Clarion.
Oh.
Am I allowed to, Kallista? Can you make me
Okay.
a knotted thing? Of
1 second.
a dragon? Okay.
She will after she does this. Hang on.
Okay.
Sure. So you're gonna use your scrying ability to reach out to Clarion. So you
Yes.
look into the crystal ball. You see that familiar halfling face. And it looks towards you. Kallista, is it time to go yet?
Soon, not yet. We have to still put Anastasius to rest in a few days, so you have to give us a little bit more time.
It's still a shame.
It is.
And at that point, when you start getting ready to cast this scrying, you can see that the face of the halfling kind of clouds, and you almost, it's almost as if your soul, you're able to just like, it's almost like you're diving into this crystal ball. And it's kind of like, if you remember how the X-Men and Cerebro, kind of like that whole mystical figures everywhere. And eventually you see Clarion. He is still a statue, frozen exactly in the manner that you guys had left him.
So help hasn't gotten to him yet.
Apparently help has not arrived yet. Now keep in mind, he's in a very quite far north in a mountainous, tricky region to get to.
Right.
For a normal person who's not an adventurer or not at the caliber you guys are at, probably take
Doesn't have an airship.
Doesn't have an airship. Yeah, it'll take him probably a little while to get there to do anything about it.
Okay. I just wanted to double check and keep that definitely on mind, because that's definitely something that he's definitely an ally we want.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sure.
Kallista
Maybe right after this, we
Yeah, no, Kallista expresses that if help doesn't get to him soon, maybe we should just go back and get him. He's an ally that could easily help us with his power.
That would be an extremely long walk, considering we left the airship at Neverwinter.
Oh!
And we were in Waterdeep.
Oh, I think I need to go back to Neverwinter anyway.
How far is it from Waterdeep to Neverwinter to get to the airship? Like, how far of a walk is that? A few days?
If you took like a caravan or a cart, it'd probably take you, I think it was between 3 or 4 days to get to 3 or 4 days north. It's not super far, but you know, it also depends on if you run into anything on the way, how the weather is, things like that. I mean.
Bring it on.
That's definitely an idea, because I do have elemental shapes that could help with the airship.
Oh.
Nice.
Daggerford on the way.
You'll be like a hamster in a wheel.
Daggerford's south.
Oh.
Yeah, Daggerford is back south.
Yeah.
And I have no need there.
I've never been.
It's a dreary place.
Okay.
There's not but one thing worth anything in that city.
Okay. I will take that off my to-see list.
A lot of Daggerford fans here, apparently.
My bucket list.
Tashlin takes her pamphlet that says "Welcome to Daggerford." Rips them to pieces.
Okay.
Kallista
It looks so nice on the brochure.
We can at least pass through.
It's okay.
And that's all I wanted to talk about.
Oh, that's all.
Okay,
For now.
There are probably more things we've done wrong.
There are, but for now,
Diana
just-
especially.
okay,
Me?
Molfin. That's the pot
Love you,
calling the
Molfin.
kettle black in a very ironic term.
Sorry, I just found out someone was speaking to their deity about me behind my back. Forgive me for being a tad salty. Perhaps
Well,
I should discuss with my benefactor about her.
speaking of salty, Molfin. Yeah, exactly.
Evil ass.
Evil eyes. All right.
So you want to make me a
Diana, you
necklace?
rather
As-
remind me of him right now, looking that way.
As the tension
Also, just
continues
okay,
under
I'm gonna
this.
keep smoking and just ignore the rest of the party for now. Like,
No, you're making me a necklace. Remember that time? you
oh
made me-
yes, okay, okay.
So you're working on a necklace for Ashlyn and the.
I will druid craft her a necklace. How big are the teeth versus claws? Like, how big are they?
Probably
I just want a small teeth.
probably close to the
Like,
same
your
size.
teeth.
Teeth are probably a little bit. Probably. I don't know. The shape would probably be a little bit different to the teeth. They probably be like longer and skinnier, as the claws probably get wider to where they were connected to the
Right,
finger.
Right.
Um,
right.
Yeah. Whichever you think is best. What do you have? You have got a tooth, right?
I do have I have a couple teeth actually around
Yeah.
her neck,
Okay, I'll have the tooth then, like you.
but it's quite a bit big for a necklace, isn't it?
I'll make it a key.
Michael, how big is a dragon tooth for?
Yeah,
like, is
how
that a
big is a
necklace?
necklace?
Like,
yeah.
that's a big ass necklace, right?
It'd be like one of those big, huge, like fake shark teeth. You see it when you go on a
Actually-
vacation or something like that.
Are we talking like Flavor Flav clock?
Yeah, Flavor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's huge.
Oh.
Exactly.
Never
Flavor Flav.
Oh my god, that was such a good show.
Okay,
Flavor of
maybe
Love.
that's not a good luck.
Do you
Look.
want?
I
do
think
you
it's
want the
good looks.
scale?
Okay, I'll take a scale.
Yeah, a scale
Okay,
might
so I'll
be
take
more.
I'll take a smaller scale.
appropriate,
and
yeah.
Druid craft, like, it's a green scale with green vines necklace.
Next one's gonna be blue.
Okay, so I will give her one scale with the vines twining around it, kind of like in a I
Locket.
guess kind of like in a locket shape,
Mhm.
kind of like a heart shape almost, like around it, and then put it around her neck.
Thank you, Kallista.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, make sure you write that down, Ashlyn, that you got that, so we don't
Okay.
forget. Very cool.
Often spending the rest of his time before he passes out just copying scrolls into his spellbook again.
Okay.
I would
Easy
also
enough.
meld a scale with my teeth
Okay.
of my necklace, because I have a tiger tooth or saber tooth tiger, or yeah, I think it's a tiger tooth, and the Craig cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm gonna sit up as long as I can and watch through the people to see if anyone is coming. Just people on us.
I will go to bed.
Can they get out of the dome and come back in, Molfin?
Yeah.
They can? Okay.
Yep. As long as I don't
He
leave, it
can't
stays up.
leave. Yeah, he can't leave.
Ashlyn, go ahead and make a perception check. Okay, as you're watching out through the peephole, you see the proprietor of the inn, the young, petite tiefling woman, moving her way down the hall. She sees Tony standing at the door. Tony is staring right at her. His sword is standing kind of right. He's just holding his sword, and he's just watching. And she, like, looks at him, puts her back up against the opposite wall. It's like slowly sliding past Tony. And you can see there's visible fear on her face, but not surprise.
Not here.
Not here in Skullport. And Tony's head just follows her the entire time, just looking. And she scampers down the rest of the hallway.
Okay. Alright, I'll go back in the bubble. Tony's got us.
I will go to bed.
Okay. Zos, what is it? Or Diana? What's Diana doing?
Okay. Okay, so I just have a couple questions on the technicalities of the spell banishment. Namely, can I choose which plane they go to?
What's the description say?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Because I looked and it just says it goes to a plane.
Goes to a
Or
plane.
you will them. You will them to a plane.
If you
Well, you banish them to a harmless demi-plane.
demi-plane, so it's kind of like they disappear into a pocket, some kind of pocket dimension.
Couldn't you also technically banish them to their original plane?
Yeah,
If they're native.
If they're native to another plane,
Right.
then they're banished to their home plane.
Got
Mhm.
it. Got it.
So it's either they're stuck in a demi-plane for a minute. And
I
then they come
understand.
back, or,
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like they go into
about that on Monday.
they go into
Yeah.
they go into a bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
They go to Barovia.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
A harmless demi-plane.
They chill with Strahd for up to a minute.
Yes.
And then come back as a
I'm
vampire.
sending
That's right.
Oh, Vampire Lord, yeah.
Okay. Yep. I go to bed.
I don't think that would work because that's not a
Okay.
that wouldn't be considered a pocket dimension or
Yeah.
demo plane. What you're thinking, what you're trying to do, wouldn't be possible with that spell.
I am on the hunt for a plane of existence that I can send things.
Your
Okay.
gut feeling is you probably need to get a little bit more knowledge and power before you might be able to do something like that.
I need to traverse to more planes. I need to astral
Horizon
project.
Walker, let's go.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
My ponderance
Yeah.
filled.
So you guys are all sleeping?
Yep.
Sure.
Cool.
Trancing.
Yeah, so you guys take a long rest. You do, Ashlyn, while after your trance was over, anybody who trances, you guys do hear the tiefling woman make her way back and forth up the hallway a few times during the night. Tony seems to do a good job of luring her away. Occasionally, you guys hear other footsteps outside passing by, hear some conversation. Sometimes you're woken up by somebody, what is that? Is that it? It's a skeleton. There's a skeleton in the hallway. And she's standing there looking at me. Oh, that's just creepy. It's just-
Creepy for Skullport.
Wow.
So
Skeleton
I
and
should say,
Skullport.
like Leslie said, I am just copying spells all night. Molfin is not sleeping.
Not sleeping.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
It's going to take him hours to do all this, so he's doing it all.
Okay. And because that's pretty taxing work, that's going to cause you to be exhausted
Oh, yeah.
whenever the morning arrives. Which it does arrive, and you guys all wake up fully rested. Or technically your second morning in Waterdeep / Skullport. So I think you guys have, 3 more days until the funeral procession?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 or 4.
Mhm.
If this is the second day?
Yeah, it's
This would be
second day,
the-
they said 5
This would be
days.
the start of the third.
Yeah,
Okay,
start
so
of
yeah,
third.
we have 3 more days.
Okay.
No, morning already.
Indeed.
Cramps.
Let us go then.
Well,
Were you up all night?
yes, I
Yes,
had
he was.
many scrolls I had to copy. But I had a thought, rather, for when we are going to see that woman about the sale.
Taz.
Yeah.
Yes. Wouldn't it be nice if we could speak without speaking?
Oh, read each other's thoughts or whatever?
Oh my god, I know which one you got. Yes.
Yes, if...
I don't know if I want
I don't
one.
like this.
No, it is not thought reading, Ashlyn. It is
Okay.
a link between us, allowing us to communicate telepathically.
That would
Oh,
be
wow.
very,
I'll think something
very
to you all.
convenient. Yes, that would
Okay.
be very convenient. Yes.
But I suppose, Brock, it is only right as you are a member of our group to include you in this as well.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
I feel I'm included.
Oh.
Man, things are really looking up
Sit
for me.
down.
Kallista has accepted him into the group.
Everything's turning up, Brock.
And as a ritual, Molfin is going to cast telepathic bond
Yes!
Whoa.
across the
I
six
love
of
that
us.
one.
Oh.
It's such a good spell. I love it.
Well,
So
so
for the next hour, all 6 of us can communicate telepathically.
telepathically.
Nice.
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 You guys
Over any distance? What?
You guys
Yep.
will have to be extremely descriptive when you're telling me what's being said and what's being said telepathically,
Right.
just so I know.
Gotcha.
Okay.
How
Yep.
how
Testing 1, 2,
yeah, that's
3.
right. Yeah, that's
There you go.
Can anyone hear
Every
me?
time we're thinking,
Every-
whenever we're like,
everybody put their
thinking,
fingers on
put
their-
finger on your forehead.
You're really
I don't
loud,
work for Zos. I
Lachlan.
don't have a camera for Zos anymore.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. My thingy went bloop, page no longer working, and I was like, okay, let's reload.
Molfin, can we change to a different server?
This is
We are on East Waterdeep right now.
This-
Perhaps we try
We should
Central.
go to West.
this is so cool. You guys are getting to such high level characters that I've never even heard of some of these spells before. This is
Yeah.
I
awesome.
love that spell.
This is awesome.
This is why Molfin did not sleep.
No, that's a
Wow.
good spell to take, man. That's
It takes
clutch.
5 hours. Copy that into my spell.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Is it because it's such a because it's fifth
It's
level?
a 5th level, 1 hour.
One
Yeah.
hour per
Yeah.
Plus
yeah.
the gold expense.
A lot of math homework.
Right. Right.
Well,
Wow.
consider that I had that. I had a level 2 spell to copy over. I think those are the only ones I had for tonight. Yeah. So it was literally
that's
it was
a good-
7 hours of work.
Yeah.
Muffin got 1 hour sleep.
Mm.
But no, Molfin just didn't even sleep. He's got crusties under his eye. Well, you
Yeah.
can't,
You
really
can't
see
tell.
it.
Can't really tell that much.
Falling out under the.
Yeah, you could tell he's a little.
His
like,
shoulders are like slumped forward.
Yeah.
leaning a little heavier on the,
The
staff.
creases in the
Molfin.
creases in the cloth.
Yep. Greases in the cloth.
That's so good.
Oh, that's right.
So the morning is yours.
So I guess we will go to Taz while we have the hour of telepathic.
Book it.
Communication.
Let's book it.
Oh, we should go to the apothecary too, right?
No, we don't need to anymore.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
This
Unless
room-
anybody needs ingredients for their spells or anything.
Well,
I need a bunch
I
of
do not
diamonds.
cast spells. Just so
Actually,
you
I'm
know.
I
Do
might
you
go to
guys
the
run out of
apothecary.
diamonds or something?
I need to load
Good
up on
idea.
so many diamonds. Like we literally spent
Oh.
3 of them.
Poor Diana.
Telepathically, because I don't want to say this in the middle of a street in a shady part of town. Telepathically, we really need to load up on diamonds because I used all of them reviving my mentor that kept on getting killed again and again.
Now, when these telepathic conversations are taking place, like, do you all hear, like, if Diana's talking to Lachlan specifically, do you all hear that conversation, or is it just
Spell doesn't say, it just says the targets can communicate telepathically.
okay?
So I'd assume it unless you're
like a-
specifically directing it at somebody, it's sort of like party chat would be my
Yeah,
assumption.
yeah, party
Yeah.
chat. I
Yeah.
like it.
Like I'm sure if you
WhatsApp.
concentrated hard enough, you could do like a private message.
Yeah.
But it's probably just a party chat,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Discord.
tell me if it's a party chat or a DM. You know,
got it. Got it.
Can we just
I'm gonna
make-
slide up
can
in
we-
Diana's DMs and be like, hey,
Full circle.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I know you hate me, but it's just
Wow.
So
will you
good.
be my girlfriend? Check yes or no.
No.
like this little.
Open.
Oh, that
Nah.
callback. That was so cute.
Cool, guys. All right, so you guys are headed back to Taz's place, correct?
Yep.
Okay. You guys make your way. The door is once again locked as you approach.
Knock.
Okay, as knock, you hear those familiar slow footsteps headed towards the door, and she opens it, and her face kind of brightens a bit as she sees you all. Oh, come in. I've been expecting you.
I tuck my dragon scale in my shirt so she doesn't see it.
Okay.
So I'm like, in case she wanted it.
Okay. So you guys enter. There seems to be the furniture is adjusted a little bit. There's another table over to the left this time, and it has 2 comfortable chairs sitting there, and it looks like there was tea there, maybe a pot of tea. It looks like for 2 individuals, and the cups are empty. And she just goes back to the other place. She starts rearranging some of the furniture to give you guys a place. And she's elderly, so she's just moving around kind of slow.
I'll help her.
Okay, helping her kind of move the love seat around so it's a more better position for you guys all to sit around in a more of a circle. And she moves her chair a little bit and sits down.
Real quick, can I include Tony on our telepathic communication?
Does he have an intelligence?
That's a good
creature.
Willing creatures.
With an intelligence.
This is up 2 or less can't be affected.
2 or less. What's the skeleton's intelligence?
6.
6. Yeah.
Whoa!
So he can.
He can.
That's pretty smart.
Y'all can talk to Tony too.
I'm an 8.
Tony is as intelligent as Grog. So yeah, right.
Wow.
Almost as smart as Ashley.
I know, right?
Yep.
Are there any from whoever was here before, from what we're seeing with these, the chairs? Are there any like tracks or anything around, like footprints in the carpets?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
There is a fresh butt print in the other chair. That's really all you notice.
Interesting.
It looks like the fabric is still like, you know how when you sit in a chair for a while, then you get up and you watch it slowly kind of reform. It looks like it's still trying to work its way back to reforming.
I'll make some kind of comment, but that one's warm. There.
Okay.
Kallista, perhaps we can do this quickly.
I will start pulling out the dragon scales, the dragon wing, the teeth, and the claws.
The wing is massive. It takes up like most of the living room as you pull it out. It fills the space. She's ecstatic. And then you see she steps up, looks very pleased. And at first when you told me, I was shocked. I almost thought you were lying. But I can see that you are honest people. And she heads back and moves into the kitchen area.
No idea.
She opens up a cupboard and takes this large wooden chest. It looks extremely heavy. She's having trouble lifting it.
I'll lift it. Okay,
I'll
Put in the mage hand to help a little bit.
Mage hand barely helps. 20.
5 pounds.
Yeah.
And Ashlyn comes over. Ashlyn's helping. They're all kind of moving this big, heavy chest. Set it down, and she opens it up, and there is just a mass of money in there. Glistening gold, what are called dragons. They're the shape of the Waterdeep coin. 25 grand.
So beautiful.
For basically all of the dragon parts and everything that you had.
I project to the party. Think of all of the charities we're going to donate to.
No.
I project.
She just thinks no.
Molfin is just going to think really hard and throw up pictures of Ashlyn, Kallista, Lachlan, and Molfin mentally. Yes, charity.
I get it.
I would like some +2 armor.
So she basically presents the gold. She's like, it's all yours. It would have been nice to have an opportunity to enchant that item of yours. But
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
I could
I will be returning for that.
Oh, that item. Sorry.
that would be
Your item? Our item? Whose item?
How many items are in play?
There's only one item to be enchanted. It is not the one I'm seeking. It's the one that needs to be enchanted.
Oh, we'll be back
Stay
for
with
that.
us, Ashlyn.
What was the other one?
I have the
Then why does one
intelligence
enchant
of
something
Tony
else?
Oros.
This is a mess.
Where did she get enchanting someone else from?
Clear comms.
Please stop.
Brock's like, would everybody please stop talking at once?
You guys are like giving me a migraine.
Then I'll be all of a sudden you just hear the sound of teeth smacking together.
Yes, when we get the item, Molfin and us will be back.
Very, very nice. Very good. But that's out of curiosity, but what would one need with so much money?
Things. Yeah. Buy at the store.
Molfin sort of leans on his hand for a moment and then thinks to the party, we're trying to take over the world.
Have you ever heard of Louboutin?
It's a
Can I get some red bottoms?
Strange elvish thing.
Bloody shoes.
I gotta get me some nice shoes.
I'm trying to get bloody shoes. You know, red bottoms.
Yeah, when I roundhouse kick people to the face, I gotta have nice shoes.
Yeah. Yes, girl.
She looks back at Molfin once this is all kind of settled down and you're getting your payment. She's pretty much stuffed most of the dragon off to the side. It's crowded now in this room with a bunch of scales and just pieces of dragon everywhere.
Yeah.
I would start putting that into the bag of holding for now, and just
The
Okay.
money?
yeah.
And she looks back towards Molfin and says, Wizard,
Yes.
next time you're in the area, stop by again sometime. Perhaps we should have another cup of tea.
It would be a pleasure.
And I hope that thing on your face doesn't consume you. I
There's so
sense
much I have yet to do.
there is great power in you. Don't lose it to someone else.
I think, with or without the shroud, you're still a good man, Molfin, and you're strong enough without it. Just keep that in mind.
We're so much nicer when we're psychically connected to each other. I like your hair today, Diana.
Thank you.
Brock,
I project back. Thank you.
Brock says,
So pretty.
she's right. It's great.
No, thanks, Brock.
Did I remember to button my pants?
No, you didn't.
You should probably
I
bathe
thought
too.
it
It's
felt
not like
drafty in here.
Too much
Yeah,
information.
And,
All right.
and if
Dear Taz, I shall return to have that cup of tea and to discuss this spherical enchantment once we have obtained that item.
sounds good, wizard. Be careful, all of you.
we will. You too,
We will.
Taz.
Thanks.
And she looks at the rest of you, not kind of ignoring Molfin, kind of back to Molfin, and just says, take good care of the wizard.
We will.
We will try.
I'll carry him myself.
Always.
I'm gonna get one of those child leashes, you know, that they keep the babies on that are too rambunctious. Yeah.
Might work on him. But if that shroud takes him over, I don't think a leash is going to stop him.
Good to know. That's really cool. I'm gonna project everybody else. That was really awkward. I don't like her.
I love her. What are you talking about? She's a grandmother with crochet teeth.
She makes me uncomfortable.
As she's been talking and ignoring Molfin,
She's
Molfin
too
has
sweet.
been sort of muttering behind her
Uh-huh.
and has shrunk himself down to 4.5 inches tall.
Okay.
Wow.
What?
Why?
Because Molfin.
Are you tiny legs? Can you catch up now?
Okay.
As that happens, Molfin is going to look at Ashlyn and just sort of, well, no, I could not catch up if I was to walk on my legs. That's why I should do this.
Is telepathic bond a concentration spell?
Nope.
It's not. Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
And neither is this. As I then cast Mage Hand, pick myself up, and float myself over right in front of Lachlan.
Oh my god.
There is a tiny Molfin on a mage hand in front of you, Lachlan.
Why is this necessary?
I poke him with my mage hand. This is amazing.
Pour like a battering ram to Molfin.
It's like,
What is it, like 10 pounds of force or something?
Yeah, oh gosh.
yeah. Molfin is
Carried himself around for a minute.
Yeah.
that's all you're doing is carrying yourself around for a minute.
Just floating around, moving my Mage Hand around.
This is amazing.
Taz kind of chuckles a little bit.
I can move faster this way.
Taz kind of chuckles a little bit.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's 30 feet.
30 feet versus 25.
young
What?
young wizards and their creativity.
You
Never
could pick a lock from inside the lock.
never cease to amaze me. Oh. She looks at Diana and she's like, I think I was just like that at one time.
No, with the shroud though, or not
Oh,
quite that bad.
definitely not with the shroud. No.
All
That's
right.
very distinct.
I'm heading up to the pocket there. You guys are free to join if you want, and I'm gonna.
Why do we need to go to the apothecary? I forget.
I
You need
want
more
to.
pipe lead?
Yeah, I want to, because I didn't know this, but apparently D&D Beyond has told me that I have proficiency with Poisoner's Kit.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's
So-
exciting.
Go look for supplies for that, I guess, because I don't have one.
Okay, so
Molfin's just
you.
gonna ignore the Mage Hand and drop himself on Ashlyn's shoulder.
Okay.
Oh no!
It's like Harshnag all
That's
over
a
again.
Harshnag.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Reverse. Oh, that's adorable.
So are you guys headed to the upper floor of the city
Yeah,
to go to the
It's
apothecary?
the third one, right?
Yeah, it's
are you
third.
gonna turn back to your same size on my shoulders?
I've got to
Yes.
take you guys over.
30 seconds or so.
Take you guys over to a
Yes.
new map here.
I don't know if I can hold you.
And
I'm not that strong.
now
It's only like
I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the whole thing. This is the smallest area of the city because it's
Wow.
kind of like imagine like a wedding cake. It tiers up, so
Yeah.
it gets a little bit smaller. Now
Cool.
this is interesting.
Ooh.
There's a worm creature.
The
Ooh.
the apothecary is number 34, so it's kind of in the middle of town up here at the top.
Good, it's not near the spider or the worm creature.
Yeah, there is. You guys can see up here pretty well. There is a massive petrified purple worm with its mouth open, teeth showing, up here in the top corner. And it's almost like they built the docking area, the walkway around the edge of it. And you can actually, it looks like the docking goes into its mouth.
Ugh.
Oh.
You guys can see clearly the upside down spider in the bottom right hand corner of the upper
Oh yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Um,
Lachlan, let's go see this
what
worm
building?
thing.
What building is that
It looks
spider
weird.
over top of?
it's over top of a couple story structure. It looks like there's still a little bit of, you would have to either fly about 30 feet or try to throw a rope up there or something to get to the actual spider itself.
Okay. So it's not it's not on the building. It's above the building.
Yeah, it's like imagine the buildings are here and the spider's upside down, carved into the rock above.
Got it.
So it's like hanging
But the
down.
building doesn't look particularly special at all.
Does not, no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you're headed to the apothecary?
Yeah.
Okay. Displayed in the window of this shop as you guys approach are various herbs, elixirs, vials, and baskets of different fungus fungi.
Ooh,
As you
we
open
could all trip together.
As you open the door, the store is cluttered with more of these similar goods. Like, it's just packed with the stuff on shelves. It's dark inside. There's just a gloomy green glow to the place as some of the bioluminescent funguses and mosses from inside some of these baskets are glowing and illuminating the inside just a smidge with greens and purple lights. You can see that these are all clearly labeled and priced in each basket, making it very easy to see, costs of things. And the handwriting is very neat. And you look behind the cash register, you don't see anyone at first, but then you notice out of the corner of your eye this heavily shrouded figure with this dark, just dark hood that's pulled way over top of his head. Begins to spin around. You can't see any flesh at all. It's just this dark, cloaked figure. Looks incredibly frail.
Oh.
And then it just almost floats towards the edge of the countertop.
Not a fan.
Gramps, is this okay?
And it's just left to right bobbing.
It's a twin.
Do you have bioluminescent paint?
Glow party?
Are you asking this person that?
Yes. I'll look for it myself. You don't have to talk anymore.
Okay.
Okay, I'll walk through the...
Ashlyn, do not be rude.
Can I look for a poisoner's kit?
Yeah.
It sounds like
Yeah.
death.
I
don't want to listen to him.
You find one clearly labeled. There is one. There's actually a couple on the shelf. How much is it in a player's handbook?
I think it's 50 gold.
50 gold?
I think most of the kits are 50 gold. I don't know if poisoners would be different.
50 gold. It's on the shelf, but the label says 500 gold pieces. And then as you start to notice, you're looking around at all the other things, prices seem to be marked up at an astronomical rate. Like, it seems like everything is 10 times the amount it would be somewhere
Oh, it's
else.
probably expensive.
Why don't we go to Waterdeep? You know, where we came from.
Would
you
I
can
know
buy
if Waterdeep
kits.
even has something like that? Like, is that something Waterdeep would even sell?
Probably not a poisoner's kit. They would have like healer's
Yeah.
kits, maybe.
Right.
Like
Mm.
more of the nice things.
Because, like, I have a herbalism kit. That's fine, but...
Okay.
Maybe they bargain, yeah.
And as you're looking at this poisoner's kit, Kallista, all of a sudden, out of your peripheral vision, you can see that this figure is standing right next to you now. It's like, do you wish to purchase?
I'm gonna go outside and look at the giant purple room.
It seems a bit steep of a price, though.
Seems fair to me.
Who are you? What's your story?
I am Nightshade.
You would be.
Oh, no.
Well,
Molfin's going to look around. Are there any potions of greater restoration or anything that looks like healing stuff?
Make a perception check.
Oh, man,
how much are the bioluminescent paints? And I want them for my notebook because I have painter's kit.
Okay.
Not for a rave party. Lachlan.
perception?
Shucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a rave
yeah.
party?
You do find a shelf that has some items that you're looking for. What you said you were looking for something like restoration.
Greater, like potions of greater restoration.
Yeah.
And potentially if there's anything like Diana mentioned, looking for diamonds, things for resurrections.
You don't see any diamonds, but you do see a potion of greater restoration. But it is like ungodly expensive.
Like 25,000 gold.
Not that expensive, but
Topical.
probably like somewhere within the realm of like 2,000 gold pieces.
Ooh. Bless you.
This place looks.
Is that creature still talking with Kallista?
It is.
Molfin's gonna pick it up and walk it over. Are you sure there's nothing you can do on these prices? They seem a little exorbitant for these sorts of things.
Make a persuasion check.
What? What?
Perhaps you have something I can use for ingredients, or perhaps something else you can trade.
I pull out, I don't even know if this is even worth it to him, but I pull out a bag of dried mushrooms.
Oh. He holds out his hand, and that's when you can start to see it looks almost skeletal, like a skeleton hand with a flesh blanket. You can see the knuckles, and it's just like really wide, and the skin, like it's like almost like there's no flesh underneath it at all. And he holds out his hand towards you, Kallista, to the bag.
I put it in.
He brings it back. He starts weaving through it. Ah, yes. This can help.
I have a book on how to collect phase spider venom.
You do.
Oh yes, I do. Oh my god.
I would.
I also have a hat. A purple hat.
A purple hat.
It's very fancy.
May I? I would rather see the book, please.
Okay. I show him the book.
Honest.
Looks at the book, starts flipping a couple pages, looks over the book towards Lachlan. Lachlan, you can barely see the eyes of this creature. You can just see a faint little glimmer. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Keeps turning the pages. I'll trade the book for the potion.
Oh.
And what of the kit
Kit
that she is
for the
looking
mushrooms.
Fair enough. Mushrooms for the kit.
Deal.
He reaches in, grabs a few mushrooms, puts it back into his cow, and you hear, and then some bits like fly out onto the ground.
No.
They still look dry. No saliva whatsoever on it.
I don't think that's a skeleton. I think that's a skeleton and only a book on phase spider poison. You're right
Is
back.
Tony still with us?
Yeah. Tony's actually still at the door. He's just looking in, and occasionally you hear like the rapid chatter of teeth in your mind.
I don't even remember where I got those mushrooms, but apparently I had them.
Mushrooms of heroic feast or something.
So you have a potion of greater restoration, Molfin. And Kallista, you got a poisoner's kit. Mhm.
Sounds good to me.
Now, if you find a phase spider, could you please bring it to me?
Of course. Why not?
During our next journey down, we will see if we can find one for you.
Wonderful. Thank you for stopping in. What are you looking at? Looks back at Lachlan.
I run out the door.
Tony like spins as Lachlan runs by.
It's not safe in there, Tony.
Molfin's going to follow Lachlan out
Yep.
and just sort of
Right
look.
place.
Now, is this space in between where we are and the other side? Is that like a chasm?
Yeah, it's kind of like a broken part in the upper story. Maybe an earthquake caused it. You're not sure. It could have been something natural. Could have been something magical. I'm not really sure.
Hmm.
Molfin is just looking down at the potion, then looking across. Looking down at the potion. Looking across.
I'm really. No! Whatever
Remember,
you're
these
thinking
are
is.
good for petrification, are they not?
I did not give you that book so you could do that.
You did not give me a book.
You owe me a book.
Fine, I will buy you a book upstairs.
Make it a pretty book this time.
I need everybody to make
Oh no.
a perception check for me,
boy.
please.
Oh,
This guy is
boy.
gonna steal our souls.
Oh.
Nice.
Kallista.
Kallista.
Eagle eyes.
Eagle eyes. Kallista and
Diana?
Diana.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Kallista and Diana.
Molfin,
And
not
not
surprised.
Molfin is staring at this petrified purple worm.
Looking back and
Looking back for it. He
Yeah,
doesn't notice this. Callista and Diana, you feel like you're being watched.
Where?
Feels like it's coming from above.
I look up.
Are we under a green?
You look
light?
right at the spider hanging from the ceiling.
Is it a dead or alive spider?
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No, I hate spiders so much.
The drow in me just loves this so much. Oh my god.
No, I hate spiders. They're like the worst thing.
That's okay. I can bring the petrified worm back and it can fight for us.
No.
Yeah, Godzilla
Oh, it's like,
versus
yeah, it's
Godzilla.
like this giant spider and a giant purple worm destroy Skullport together.
We need Taz.
That was amazing, guys. Great job tonight. Hung out in Skullport for a whole session. Talked to some
Yeah,
weird NPCs.
Oh my god.
that was so
There's
fun.
another half drow. What?
There's another half drow. And yeah, that's cool.
I love her.
Yeah, you guys met some cool people. Saw some weird
Yeah, we
crap.
did. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope Skullport is living up to all your expectations.
I love the first lady that ran up and like disintegrated and us. Like that was so freaking
And then
weird.
the creepy guy that pickpocketed her.
Yeah.
There's
Then Ashlyn yanked off his feet.
yep.
I did do that.
Awesome.
Up until Diana, everything happened there. Molfin's real purpose for coming here was looking for a ring of invisibility.
Oh.
I mean, we got a lot of money now. We can find that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are rich. Awesome, guys. Well done. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to hang out with us during episode 68 tonight. And we got to give away a Nat 20. So what do you guys think about the Nat 20 for tonight? Anybody RP wise, or we really didn't have any combat situations.
Callista for giving the list.
Yeah, for
Finally.
holding a
Ah,
family
the family meeting. Yes.
The list.
Everyone got it, even Brock.
Even
I-
Brock.
I've been
Yeah.
sitting on that
Really
for a
had to
while.
sit down with Diana talking smack to her god about us.
Brock thought Callista had forgotten, but what he doesn't realize is Callista doesn't forget anything.
Yeah.
You forget things, but me, I remember.
That's it. I remember.
Callista will remember this.
I remember, and you're gonna regret it. It's good stuff. I love it. So yeah, Callista will have the Nat 20 next week when we
Yay.
reconvene.
Oh, thanks, fam.
So well done, everybody. Thank you, Chris Hansen, for hanging out with us tonight, chilling in chat. Love looking over there and seeing you
Always
actively
MVP
engaged.
over here,
Always
Chris.
MVP. Yeah, you got it. MVP, Chris Hansen. You get a Nat 20, Chris Hansen, for next week.
You get a nat 20.
You get a
get a
Nat
nat
20.
20.
You get a Nat
Does that
20.
mean he
Gotta
gets
be
to
here next
decide
week. Chris,
if
do you
someone
get a nat
fails?
20?
Well, he gets to. He can. What I can do is I can gift him the Nat 20, a Nat 20. So if he's in chat next week, he can say, "Hey, I'll make that roll a Nat 20."
Okay.
So
Nice.
I can.
That's dangerous.
I'm the dungeon master. I can give Chris Hansen that kind of power. We can go ahead. We can.
Chris, remember when to use it.
No. No way.
Well, awesome, guys. That was a wonderful session. Lots of role play. Lots of diving back into just story elements that we've been sitting on for a long time. So
Yes.
that's a really cool.
Kallista broke herself.
She broke herself.
I broke it. Sorry.
So
Finally learned that Molfin is your evil.
So next time we reconvene, we will pick back up here. A couple quick shout outs. Don't forget, we've got Tabletop Legends April 2nd. Make sure you tune in that night. You have a chance to win some really cool prizes. And Christy's face is enormous right now.
Wow.
She's got...
It's something.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa!
That's...
Okay, we're just going crazy now.
Can't handle my potions.
Next... Hey,
I think I ate too many
Ne-
of those magic mushrooms.
Christy, next time you scry with the orb, you got to use that.
Oh my god! I like the news.
That just blew.
That's cool. That's cool. If I do it,
That's so
if you ever do like, if we do like a dream sequence, you just make your screen go blue then. And that's,
Yeah.
Matt's beard and chin is enormous.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
So weird. Guys are
Awesome, guys. Well, I don't think... Do we have anything else we need to throw out there before we go off stream tonight? I don't think so. I think we've gotten a case of the sillies.
Yeah.
It's the funny ha-has.
Ashlyn's fault for bringing up the giant spider.
What? I did not do anything. I'm gonna sneeze on that thing with this handkerchief.
You sneeze on it.
You sneeze on with the handkerchief, I'm bringing the worm back to life.
God damn it.
Okay.
Well,
We're gonna have to flee Skullport running the whole way.
We need Taz.
with that being said, folks, when there is a petrified purple worm in the same vicinity as your wizard who is holding a potion of greater restoration, please don't forget. Please don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. And we will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful night. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Bye, guys.